Well, we have a big game looming tomorrow, but we've got some business to take care of first here in Raleigh. The third of 4 straight games between the North Carolina State Ice Pack and the Alabama Frozen Tide is set to have puck drop in just a few minutes behind us. Nick Perazzi alongside Grace Mata here on ESPN+. Do want to recap, though, what happened at NC State the last couple of weeks. It's been a while since we've come to you here from Invisalign Arena. Last time we were here, NC State had a victory over the North Carolina Tar Heels. They were on their road to Greensboro, where we covered that game, Grace, over in the GSO, where North Carolina took a 3-2 win in that little Gargoyles Invitational, if you will, over at Gate City. But since then, NC State had a bye week for the Hollow Weekend, and then they went down to Birmingham, Alabama to tangle with the Tide, where, Grace, they had a lot of success last weekend.
They truly did. They came out on Thursday with a 3-2 win. I have to say it was close compared to their Friday night game, which they pulled away with the win at 7-4.
Yeah, and we talked to Coach Fairbanks of the Alabama Frozen Tide before the game, and he was kind of talking to us through that Friday night game, a 7-4 victory for NC State. He said, we were in that game the whole way. We're a competitive team. We just had a lot of penalties late, and we're going to get into Alabama's roster makeup, a lot of new guys there, and how they're kind of performing this year. But for NC State, a lot of big names made some big plays. Reese Johnson had a fantastic week, so did Austin Finch.
And especially from their little series last week, 13 different players added to the scoring mix. And it's great to see them add to the team culture and get on the board.
Yeah, it just goes to show you the depth of this NC State Ice Pack hockey team, that they can have scoring from the first line, second, third, fourth. The D pairs can get it done as well. But coming into the night, NC State's won 8 of 10, but we talked to Coach Tim Healy of the Ice Pack before the game and said, it's hard to beat a team 4 times in a row, no matter who you are.
And he was saying it's such a unique situation, and we will see more of that to come.
Well, we're going to break down the Frozen Tide when we come after this break. NC State and Alabama coming up. Welcome back to Invisalign Arena. Nick Perazzi alongside Grace Mata. And we're going to take a turn to now breaking down both of these teams, specifically more on the Alabama Frozen Tide, Grace. It's an Alabama team that also made the jump to D1 with NC State in the ACHA. They haven't had the success that NC State has had. There's a couple reasons why, but 0-8 at home. They come into this with 6 straight losses, but they've got a pretty good winning record on the road, 4-2, but the roster makeup is very, very unique.
They have 15 freshmen. We spoke with Coach Fairbanks before the game, and we kind of asked him, coming with 2 losses, what he's thinking. And he told us that he keeps telling his players to leave Bama at Bama. You know, they have so much buzz around them. They got basketball, they've got football, you name it. And he said for them the biggest thing is to focus on their execution, you know, finishing plays. Thursday night's game last week was extremely close, a 3-2 win. And he also talked about how their 7-4 loss, what killed them the most was penalties. But he did talk about how their team being made up of such young players has truly helped them. You know, they've bought into the culture, and everyone is contributing.
Yeah, and he also mentioned in that conversation with us that a lot of these freshmen are buzzing. They have a lot of energy, but now it's kind of just tweaking those maturity things, if you will. And that was a problem, if you remember last season for the Ice Pack fans at home. They had a lot of those issues too, and particularly in a certain game against Alabama last year in Invisalign Arena, a lot of maturity problems came up for the Ice Pack there. But for Alabama so far, you know, you got a lot of young guys. The record's not what you want to be, but they play a lot of competitive games, so they're in it to the end.
And I also asked him, you know, there's a lot of non-Alabama players on their roster, and I asked him what that means to him, and he brought up the age factor being a huge thing, and he said you'll see most of them play tonight. It doesn't matter who it is. And in big games like tomorrow, he was like, they always produce, so that's why I put them out there. And
they come from far and wide, as far west as Nevada, as far north as New England area. So they get Alabama players from all over the country. I do want to turn to NC State for a little bit here, and specifically kind of talk about, you know, coming into this game, that they've been on a bit of a hot streak. They've won 8 of their last 10 games, and their power play has been buzzing. Nearly 40% success rate on the power play.
And in big games like this, you know, you have a different venue tomorrow and the big road trip to Alabama. It's important to show up in those games no matter where it is. And you, like I mentioned in the first stand-up, that 13 players contributed to the scoring, and that's huge to, you know, even out the production.
Well, we mentioned, you know, that big game tomorrow outdoors in Charlotte at Truist Field, but this could be a trap game for both teams. You know, looking forward ahead, we say it a lot of times when NC State has UNC coming up or another big opponent like Kentucky. This could be a big trap game, but both teams going to Charlotte, and Coach Semili said it best. It's hard to beat a team 4 times in a row, no matter how hard it is. When we come back, we're going to break down our keys to the game, our mottos, and have a little bit more for you on the flip side of this break here on ESPN+.
I would never forget the picture that I have. I'm the only one that's not smiling. Even though I'm with my close friends, I felt alone. I didn't feel pretty, I didn't feel confident. When I got Invisalign, I built my confidence. It was the best investment that I could do.
Welcome to Moe's! At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
We talk forever about the future. Worry about it, or wish it closer. We try to glimpse the places we'll go, from ocean depths to the far side of the moon. At NC State University, the future is a thing you make, with bright ideas, new tools, and a wolf pack behind you. Tell us where you're headed. We'll help you get there. NC State. Think and do.
When you look at me, you might see
a person with Parkinson's disease.
But if you look closer,
you'll see
a warrior mom.
An endurance athlete.
Someone with a lot of fight.
Every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
And every one of them can turn to the American Parkinson's Disease Association.
Look closer.
My spirit is unshakable. Visit apdaparkinson.org to learn more and show your support today.
When the game is on the line, championship teams know the game plan. They communicate and work together to win. We all need a game plan to protect ourselves online. Talk to family and friends so they know how to stay safe too. Create strong passwords, turn on multi-factor authentication, update software, and recognize and report phishing, because online safety is not something you want to fumble. Get more game-winning tips at cisa.gov/secure-our-world. Then share them with family and friends.
Well, I'm looking good. Thank you. Just became a real ID. What's the plan? Impromptu road trip? Actually, the plan is to fly to New York for today's product launch, and then visit the family in California and cap it off with a girls' weekend in New Orleans. You really can just do all that. Sure, I'm a real ID, so I'm good to board any domestic flight. Speaking of which, gotta fly. Nice. Enjoy. I'll be here.
Be your Real ID self today. To learn how, visit tsa.gov/realid or your local DMV.
I would never show my teeth. Never. Would never smile. And it forces you into this submission of silence because you don't think that anybody's going to take what you have to say seriously. Invisalign has changed my life forever.
Oh, the Frigid Sound have the fight song playing for the Ice Pack here in Invisalign Arena. Nick Crosby alongside Grace Mata. And Grace, it's time for our Matas, and kind of did me a little dirty here, making it a football theme. You know, after our two favorite teams played each other last night, where my quarterback kind of forgot how to throw a football for most of that game.
We're very lucky we got Drake May, that's all I have to say. But definitely, so for my Matas tonight, it's a game of inches. In football, the game of inches decides first downs, while in hockey, it could be the difference between a 5-hole goal or hitting the post. So for this game, especially, every shift, every pass, and every inch counts. And then my second point is tush push. It's a tactic where teamwork really comes into play, and in hockey, teamwork moves the puck, whether it's through the defenseman, crashing the net, or just setting up a rebound. So in both sports, individual effort doesn't really take you far. So it requires everyone pulling in the same direction, and we'll see that tonight. Lastly, a blitz. The goal is to pressure the QB into making a mistake, while in hockey, it could be, placing pressure on the defenseman. Or just making aggressive forechecks and crashing the net hard.
Well, you mentioned the tush push. Hopefully, they officiate it right out on the ice compared to what a certain green team in Philadelphia gets away with up there. But hey, us AFC folks, we don't got to worry about it too much. I just got to worry about my quarterback right now. But we've got a special game coming up, third matchup out of 4 between these two teams. It's a Veterans Appreciation Night here in Invisalign Arena. Every veteran got in with a free ticket into this game and a special puck drop coming. When we come back, the Ice Pack are set to take the ice here in Invisalign Arena. Frozen Tide, Ice Pack, puck drop after this. Back here in Invisalign Arena, Nick Perazzi alongside Grace Mata. We've got starting lineups going on now for both teams. So first, we're going to start with the visiting Alabama Frozen Tide. Up front on the starting forward line, we have Tyler Zent, the sophomore from Lakeview, New York, centered by Baz Shuley, the sophomore from St. Paul, Minnesota. And winging him will be Garrett Connor, the junior from Hendersonville, Tennessee. The two D pairings for the Frozen Tide are going to be Will Caputo, the freshman from Huntsville, Alabama, as well as Ben Wilcoxon, the junior from Scottsdale, Arizona. And behind them in net, number 32, Perry Jacobs, the freshman from Reno, Nevada, putting up a 3.2 goals against average this year and a save percentage of 0.924. And he is going to play in tomorrow's night's game as well. We could see a goalie change tomorrow night, maybe even tonight as well. That's what we heard from the coaching staff for the Frozen Tide. As for the NC State Ice Pack, they're going to roll with that first line. They have Zach Herman, the captain, on that first line. Holden Kaufman and Reese Johnson out them. Actually, the second line, I should say. First line now, Prasma, Paterson, and Gifford. And the D pair, Nick Labrizzi, Andrew Thronson, and net Ethan Roberts for the Ice Pack race. As NC State sports those military appreciation uniforms, you get a look at Ethan Roberts sporting them.
And tonight's a special night. We have Salute to Service with a veteran and a veteran of the Ice Pack for the ceremonial puck drop tonight.
Yeah, and we're going to get to that in a moment, but do you want to know, this is a pretty decent crowd here for Friday night with the Hurricanes at home. These teams playing tomorrow in Charlotte, expecting a huge crowd for that, rivaling the crowd we saw last year against South Carolina from when NC State was down there in uptown Charlotte. But for tonight's Salute to Service, we are honored to have with us Ice Pack alum from the class of 2019, Corporal Ellis Rushford, United States Marine Corps, retired. Rushford served in the Marines from 2011 to 2015 as a machine gunner with the 1st Battalion, 2nd Marine Division. Rushford was deployed twice, serving on the ground as part of Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. Upon concluding his service, Rushford enrolled at NC State, played 2 seasons for the Ice Pack, including winning an ACCHL title and making 1 Nationals appearance with the 2018-2019 undefeated NC State Ice Pack team. As Ellis is welcome to the Ice back here in Raleigh for the first time in a long time, and a really cool sight to see, Grace, that the Ice Pack have a veteran of their own here on Veterans Appreciation Night.
What a special moment there, Nick.
Yeah, it really is. And again, the Ice Pack let anyone who served in the military or is currently in the military in free of admission tonight to get to see these 2 great programs battle it out. But for now, we're going to send it down to PA announcer Aaron Preston for the playing of our national anthem. This being done tonight by the Frigid Sound. Well, pregame festivities have concluded, and we're ready to drop the puck between Alabama and NC State. Alabama coming into this match, as we mentioned at the pregame show, on a 6-game losing streak, but they are red hot when they are not playing in Birmingham. A winning record on the road. They come into this game with a 4-10-1 record and 9 points. The Ice Pack, the home team, this is their 16th game of the year. They are 11-3, 0-1, of course, with the shootout. So really 11-4. But again, last week we saw really close competitions, a 3-2 win for the Ice Pack on Thursday last week. And then Friday, Alabama was in it until they gave up 4 goals in the third period and lost that one 7-4. But these have been competitive games, Grace. And, you know, when you play a team 4 straight times in a row, you're going to learn them and you're going to find their tendencies.
I have to say, when I was playing, I don't think I have ever played a team 4 times in a row. But it will definitely call for an exciting matchup today. You know, NC State has that leverage coming off of 2 straight wins, and Alabama right now is looking like the underdog.
It's like a mini playoff series, if you will. Best of 4. Shuley and Kaufman at the draw, and we're underway here in Invisalign Arena. Alabama controls off the draw and instantly sends it deep, but this is going to be an icing call. And just 5 seconds into the game, NC State will have its own zone draw.
Kind of have an advantage right now. Not even a couple seconds in and already get an offensive zone face-off.
Yeah, and this is a bit of a line change for NC State. I mentioned it introducing the starting lineups. Herman on that second line with Kaufman and Johnson. Kaufman and Johnson have been fantastic together. Herman brings some more of that finishing ability down to there with them as NC State controls off the draw. Thronson to Herman, but he got blocked from behind there by Connor. Now Alabama the other way. Ooh, that was a dangerous bounce in the middle, and Thronson had to make a good play to defend it. Puck loose up front, and now here comes NC State through the neutral zone. Reese Johnson having trouble with it. Good defense by Wilcoxon, and Alabama controls. Here's Zent. Off the board pass for Connor, but it skips his stick, and NC State regains possession. This was touched by an Ice Pack player, and this will be icing against NC State as Alabama will go and get some fresh legs out there. 40 seconds gone and 2 icings already.
5 seconds in, you know, NC State had that offensive zone faceoff. You really want to put some oomph on that puck and win it directly back so you can at least get some shot off.
Long hold here before the draw. And they're actually...
They're going to kick out Arnold?
Looked like he signaled like he was going to kick him out, but he didn't. Faceoff goes to Alabama. It's up into the corner, and it will stay there. Now it's Herman for NC State. Bad turnover and a quick save from Roberts. Oh, that just went straight into the slot, and I believe it was Agnes Arnold who had a fantastic opportunity right in front. We'll get a good look at it on replay. Now, Herman just made the pass. It actually was Austin Fink, the senior from Illinois. It looked like Herman was setting him up there. Does allow the Ice Pack to get a bit of a line change, though. Their first line now out there. They're still struggling to get it out of their own end. Alabama has it now at neutral ice, and they'll do a catty corner dump behind the net. Picked up by Payne. Now NC State moving through the neutral zone. Long pass, Prasma looking in front. Saucered one. It took a weird bounce off Patterson, and the glove flashed from Perry Jacobs in net.
And that's an awesome play, knowing where Prasma is and sending it across ice. I mean, you skipped right over the center.
Yeah, trying to get that funky deflection from Patterson. It was a tricky play to get off, but nearly executed from the Ice Pack. Good goaltending, though, from the freshman from Reno, Nevada, Perry Jacobs. 7v7 in the face-off circle. Patterson versus Peter Kelly. And Kelly will win it back to his D-men. Trying to get it out, but Patterson seals it back. Right in the slot. Shot and a save. Oh, Gifford had a prime opportunity. Again, Perry Jacobs makes a big save, Grace.
I feel like the name of this game is going to be quick release shots. You saw it down in NC State's zone. Amazing pass right into the slot. Just shot it right into Roberts' chest.
Faceoff's about 2-2 right now. This will be controlled by Alabama off the draw after puck took an interesting bounce. As Alabama moves it through. Oh, a good move there from Petrich. He moves on in, but it's blocked from Payne. Sent around the boards. It's Kavanaugh. He'll send it in. Puck loose in front. Roberts has it. As Petrich went after it while Roberts had it. Some commotion after the play, but it won't result in anything. A good opportunity from Alabama. A clean break out of their own D zone into the O zone.
I have to say, Nick, right now only a couple minutes in, but off to a good start. You know, they got the blood flowing, the feet moving for both teams.
Gouveia in the draw for NC State, and he's going to win it. 3-3, both teams in the face-off dot now as NC State moves it along. Long pass, a little too far, but it's still going to be no icing as Raleigh rushed it out. Around the boards, Petrich. Bodied off the puck. Good play by Michael Rinaldi. And NC State's going to win the puck back. Here's Smith. He'll shoot one. Oh, I went through the wickets there of Matusik. But a big save from Perry Jacobs. NC State in neutral zone. And they have to corral back of their own Z zone. Off the board pass. That's going to be a turnover. As it goes in. Oh, an awkward hit there. It was Dylan Dreveny with that hit on Gouveia. Gouveia able to get off as Alabama moves it through. Dreveny sends it around the boards. Roberts there behind it. He'll stop it. And a good forecheck here from Alabama. It goes around the boards the other way. Here comes NC State, though. Oh, a big hit there. As this one gets dumped in by Finch. Buckley was the one that hit the ice. As Alabama controls behind their own net, it's Caputo. Up for McCullen. Had it knocked off his stick. Thronson steals it for the ice pack. Now it's Labrizzi back in his own D zone. Just over 3 minutes gone here in the first period. A lot of stoppages, a lot of good action. Here's Reese Johnson on in, and he couldn't get a shot off. NC State able to control it, though. Back to the point, Labrizzi. Oh, just a little too far on that pass to Ian Buckley. Buckley still with it, though. Sends it long around the boards. Up top, Thronson. Oh, wrist one in, and it got knocked away from Dreveny. Now behind the boards. Oh, good hit there from Labrizzi, who pinches down from his D-zone spot, but Alabama able to control as NC State needs some fresh legs. Here comes Kavanaugh. And a good defensive play on the far end as now here's Holden Kaufman fighting with Wilcoxon. Good puck battle. Now the captain for Alabama, Shuley. Brings on through, back pass, Dreveny a shot. And it got into the glove up high near the chest area of Ethan Roberts.
Nick, I have to say so far, after just watching the progression of that play, NC State maintained possession in Alabama's zone and did a great job confusing the defense, causing chaos, and that's the biggest thing to do in Alabama's zone.
Kaufman wins the draw for the Ice Pack. They now have the advantage in the face-off tile, although it's been very even for the most part. As he has trouble here at center ice with it. Both teams having trouble with it, but the Ice Pack able to sustain it. Oh, Kaufman, a little friendly fire there. Oh, just stolen back by Reese Johnson. They just ran out of space. This one went off Johnson's stick. It's going to be icing. And so the face-off comes all the way back down. Alabama's going to get some fresh legs out there, and a good opportunity for the Frozen Tide in what's been an even game, not only on the stat sheet, but time of possession, opportunities, all of that, Grace.
Yeah, it's definitely been a kind of clean slate game. They're tied for shots, and the Frozen Tide have really been particular about their shots and their shot angling.
Tie up one back from NC State. And they hit it to neutral ice. Alabama sends it back in. Roberts will stop it. Somewhat offsides for Alabama. Jumped the gun a little too bit. It allows NC State to break out. Pass for Herman. Deflected off to Johnson. Herman back to Johnson. Johnson shoots, and a good save by Jacobs.
And that was a great play by Johnson, kind of staying back, being the second forward in the offensive zone. You kind of have to recognize plays like that.
Yeah, Johnson to Herman, then right back to Johnson, and got the defender Curtis off his line there. It was a good play from the senior to get the sophomore an opportunity. Alabama wins the tie-up, and now here they come through neutral ice with speed. It's Wallace behind the boards. Roberts, he'll send it around the boards the other way, as it did not clear into neutral ice. Play still onside. Mason Payne has to go get it for the ice pack. His shovel attempt could not clear it. Opportunity for the Frozen Tide. It's Fink. Up top swing. Matusik a shot, and Roberts saw it all the way. An easy save for him. But again, face-off dot. Pretty similar stats right now. Both teams 4 shots on goal. I think NC State's had some better looking opportunities, but Alabama not too far behind in the quality department.
No, I have to agree with you there, Nick, especially they've kind of kept NC State trapped in their zone for the past shift.
Well, no one going to get kicked out of the draw despite the whistle here. Peter Kelly to take the draw for Alabama. He loses it to Patterson. Another battle of the 7s for each team, but this is going to be an icing. And we should have another battle of the 7s in the face-off slot. I believe this is round 4 of this battle from Patterson and Peter Kelly. First line out there for the ice pack. Tie up and a whistle. This might be a penalty, and it is going to be a tripping penalty. And NC State's going to go on the man advantage here. Right off the draw, it was Joey Petrich. And kind of got his stick too far out there. Now we've got the first power play of the game for NC State, who has been on a tear, Grace, to start this season.
Yeah, and if you're Alabama, Coach Fairbanks told us pregame that they have to focus on their discipline and staying out of the box. So can't really see him, but I wonder what he's thinking right now.
NC State controls off the draw. Thronson across. And Johnson can't get it. Thronson holds it in at the blue line, but he's having trouble with the puck, which has been bouncing around a good bit as it goes to the neutral ice, and NC State will have to regroup in their own end. Good little forecheck shorthanded here from Alabama. NC State's power play at a 39% success rate, 16 of 41 this year, and the speed of Prasma looking to add to it. Gets in front, and a good save from Jacobs. Ice pack control, though, again. It's Prasma captaining this power play. Collision at center as he tries to go wide. Thronson down low, long pass to Prasma, went right through his legs. Able to keep the puck, though, up top. Thronson, wrist one with traffic, and it's patted away behind the net. Loose in front. Govea had an opportunity. Squirts around, and Alabama able to clear. It was in the crease for the ice pack, and now it's at center ice, and so Thronson's got to rally the troops back up. As Alabama gets a big clearance, and they're going to go for a change. A great first minute for the ice pack power play, but Perry Jacobs and the Alabama defense, Grace, stood up to the challenge.
I have to say their penalty kill was applying so much pressure to NC State's defense that they didn't really know what to do with it. And when you're on the power play, sometimes it is okay to take it out into the neutral zone, regroup, because you really want a smooth entry into the offensive zone.
Well, here's Darlene with a good entry. He'll find Rinaldi. But his pass got swept away all the way down from Garrett Connor. This Alabama team, 8 of 41 on the penalty kill, an 80% success rate. Something they can work upon, but right now with 15 seconds left of the man advantage, it looks like they can get a kill. Big hit from Darlene right in front of the bench on Peter Kelly. And this might be a penalty, and it is, I think. It's going to be on that hit for Darlene. It was a little high in the head or neck area, and they're going to call a roughing penalty. And so we'll have 4-on-4 for 9 seconds, and then a man advantage for the Frozen Tide.
Hey, 4-on-4, 4-game series.
And Darlene asking for an explanation. He just made that hit a little too high. And because of it, Alabama's going to get a man advantage after 9 seconds of 4-on-4. The draw will be in the NC State end. Alabama getting their power play 5 out there. So Darlene, 2 minutes for the rough and 9 seconds. It's going to be Petrich out of the box for his tripping penalty. As Alabama's going to set up possession. Here comes Petrich. They've got the man advantage now for a minute 50. Quick shot, and Roberts had it all the way. An easy save despite some traffic in front. Face-off coming with 12:31 left in the first period.
And I have to say, this has kind of been an even-matched game so far. You know, really close in shots, actually tied in shots still. But we'll have to see what Alabama's power play has in store for them.
And a lot of speed for both teams, too. These are two very evenly matched opponents through the first 7.5 minutes. Alabama controls after the draw. Here's Fink looking for someone to move around. He brings it in deep. Now he'll circle behind the net. Back to the point. Here's a quick shot. And Roberts made the save. Goes way high, but it stayed in play. Here's Fink again. Across for Wallace. He'll shoot one. That misses everything. And Fink's hustle play just kept it in. A nice play from the senior from Illinois, but it's chipped out from Austin Finch, and NC State can get a change. 50 seconds gone of the Alabama man advantage.
I have to say Alabama's biggest kind of driving force is definitely their speed.
Behind the net, Mason Payne with it for the Ice Pack. Chips it back to the other corner. Holden Kaufman trying to get there. And now it goes right to the point. Settled down and a shot, and it was saved. That was Carson Kameen. Now another shot, and it misses everything. That was Kavanaugh that time. Kameen has it up top. Down low, Alabama able to control. Back up top, Wallace. As Petrich. Shot, and it's loose in front of Roberts. But he's able to pounce on it and make the save. 29 seconds left of the Darlene roughing penalty. As NC State getting pushed against their heels a little bit here. And as the Tide able to apply some great pressure. They now lead the shots on goal category 7-5, and we still haven't crossed the halfway point in this first period. A lot of great offense. Both goaltenders up to the task right now. Bama controls off the draw. Quick shot with traffic from the captain. Save made. It's loose in front. That shot got deflected and way into the screen. Oh, it was a great opportunity in front for the Tide. But it looked like it hit the stick of an NC State defender, and that's why it just shot up about 20 feet in the air. Otherwise, a prime opportunity. It was Garrett Connor on the shot. And it was after Shuley, the captain for Alabama, had a prime opportunity from the point, had all that deflection in front, but they win another draw. Bama starting to control the faceoff dot. Zen, Shuley, shot deflected, and Johnson, and it goes loose, and now it's cleared out. Roberts didn't have it, but Alabama just couldn't get to the puck in time. NC State clears. They're going to get some fresh legs, as that will kill the Darlene penalty. Both teams did not capitalize on their power plays, although Alabama had more chances. And now we've got a stoppage, and it looks like an offsides call.
That quick play there honestly started at the faceoff, winning that clean back to Zent. But right now, I feel like if you're NC State, you really want to get your penalty kill down to a T. You want to pretend you're on a spring, back and forth movements.
Faceoff goes to the Ice Pack. It was Patterson and Dreveny in that faceoff dot. As Labrizzi pressured off the puck, he finds Thronson. Now Labrizzi. Long pass, here's Prasma. He's got some speed on the wing. Long pass, Gifford has a net, and he just shot it high. To wait for that puck to settle down. Alabama able to clear into the neutral zone. Pass deflected off Thronson's stick, did not go in the netting. They battle for it on the far end. Prasma trying to fight for the puck back, and he will win it. Won't be denied, and now here he comes with some space. Prasma across Patterson. Behind the net, looking for Gifford in front, couldn't give it to him. Here's a quick one-time opportunity, and the save was made. Jake Lapani the shot, and we've got some action behind the play. Third time these teams have met in 7 days. So you know there's going to be some action. That's Dreveny, number 67, with some words against Prasma.
Added a little excitement there. First, the fans, it's starting to kind of sound like a library, but that really kind of brought the fans back into the game.
Yeah, there is a good bit of Alabama fans before the game just walking around downstairs. There was a lot of crimson red, if you will. Payne, a shot off the draw, goes high and wide. Now it's Smith pinching in deep for the Ice Pack. He's able to get it down low. Band trying to get the crowd into it now, but the Ice Pack turn it over. Now through center ice. They battle for it there. Brandon Raleigh for NC State. Knocked it back. Owens, though, has it, and he's going to send up the ice to Bolt. Now all the way down low. Kavanaugh first there for Alabama. But NC State able to get it back. Another awkward bounce there, benefiting the Tide. It gets sent back in. Both teams struggling to keep the puck on their sticks so far. Big hit against the boards. NC State, though, controls. This is Joey Govea, the senior, with a shot and a save made from Jacobs. Puck does not. Now it has left the O-zone for the Ice Pack and a neutral ice. Petrich fighting for it, doing a good job being outnumbered, and then it's shoveled in by Bolt. Alabama's got to change some forwards. Mason Payne on the far wing. And a little miscommunication there for NC State. Giancani didn't have a teammate with him. Behind the net again, Roberts. Ooh, a little dangerous there. Carson Kameen did a good job making Roberts a little uncomfortable there behind the net as they battle forward in the corner. It's Payne with it now for NC State. In the corner again, turnover, a quick shot, but a bit of a flubber from Kameen. Didn't really have it all the way in his stick, and Roberts tracks it all the way in a face-off, coming with 8:24 to go in the first period.
I have so much respect for wingers. It's such a difficult job to get the puck off the boards, keep your head up, and know where you want the puck to go. But a pass like that to the middle and to the opposing team is kind of life or death in the winger world.
And in a game like this, it seems like whoever can win the puck in those board battles and win the board battle is going to win the game. Alabama controls off the draw. Goes back to the point, Wilcoxon. Tried to get it down low, but Shuley wasn't ready for it. Got tangled up, and NC State able to chip it out. And Alabama have to regroup all the way in their own D zone. Oh, missed there from Payne. Made a little bit of a hit. It wasn't big, but the crowd loved it. As now Austin Finch deeks and dangles into the O-zone. Tried to shoot one, but Wilcoxon had to go off his stick. Good defense there. NC State trying to keep the zone. A nice play by Garrett Connor. He leads the charge, but Labrizzi shovels him off. We're going to have a penalty. It's behind the play. And it's going to be against the Ice Pack, I believe. Will Caputo was down to a knee, and they're going to call it against NC State. It's going to be Ian Buckley. And another interference call for the Ice Pack, and back to the power play, which looked good for Alabama.
Yeah, and I have to say, I can definitely see the physicality getting turned up right now. You got a few hits, and like both coaches said, they really want to stay out of the penalty box. That was Alabama's downfall in their 7-4 loss.
And this was a game last year when these two teams met in this building. NC State took a lot of bad penalties late as this gets all the way down, and Alabama will have to regroup. It's Wallace. May send it in. Will be battled against the boards. Kaufman there for NC State, as well as Bolt for Alabama. Again, that board battle is going to be important, and Alabama wins it. They go across, quick shot, it misses the net. Ricochets wide, and now nobody there for Alabama. Pinched in a little too deep, and it goes all the way down. Wallace will have to regroup. Long pass, Fink. He'll control it, gets around Govea. I'll try to make a pass, but it got stuck in the skates of Labrizzi or Govea, one of the two seniors. But Alabama's still with it. A fanned-on pass there from Bolt. Now against the boards. Back up top, Fink. Fink will shoot one, looking for the deflection, but Roberts got it. Bolt just could not slap his stick down to it. And with a minute left on the power play, Grace, Alabama getting a lot more chances, and they're looking for some deflections in front.
Yes, and I have to say, Austin Fink has been that kind of guy for Alabama. He's had a bunch of shots on goal and maintained possession.
Yeah, we've said his name a lot as NC State wins the draw. They can't get it out, though. Shuley there for Alabama. A little awkward pass there to Arnold. Back to Shuley. He'll shoot one with traffic. It went off the skate of Govea. Behind the net, Alabama still with it. Chance in front. Oh, what a save! Roberts robbed him. Oh, my goodness. And NC State clears. Oh, my goodness. Ethan Roberts down to the dirty birdie position denies Alabama. It was Arnold and Zent down there for Alabama. Zent brings it back in. Still 20 seconds of the man advantage. That shot blocked. NC State clears it all the way down, and that should kill the rest of this power play. My goodness, Ethan Roberts saves NC State and keeps the game scoreless.
That's going to keep Alabama up at night. What a remarkable save by Roberts.
And now the ice pack the other way. Here's Kaufman in front. Oh, he fanned on it. Tried to sneak one around Jacobs, but Kaufman had to go off his stick and it went wide. Now NC State controls. It's Darlene. As Buckley came out of the box, we're back to even strength. Herman will send it in. Second line out there for the ice pack. Now into the corner. And flipped out from Alabama. It's going to go all the way down, though, and this will be icing.
Ethan Roberts, once again, a textbook. Not even a textbook. That's like a highlight reel save right there.
The chaos save. Well, we were talking to him before the game. He mentioned how he went on his pregame ritual nature walk. You know, he's a bird enthusiast as well. He was showing us some of the birds he captured. He's a character.
And he said he got here later than he usually would.
He did. He
He's
said
kind of nervous about that.
Looks like the tardiness did not affect his goaltending skills there, though. Keeps the game scoreless for now. Alabama gets it to neutral ice, but Kaufman there for NC State to win it back. Herman sent it in, was hoping that Reese Johnson could get there, and it looks like he will as it goes against the boards. Puck gets knocked out to Grant Curtis. Harassed along the boards, he'll get it through, but NC State with a good play. Far side, and it's dumped in from Max Owens. He needs to get off the ice for a change. It's Darlene behind the net. And now Darlene leading the charge through neutral ice. He loves to cheat in. Looking across for Patterson, and it just skipped his stick. Johnson was there, but he couldn't get it either. Now the other way, Kavanaugh trying to split defenders. It goes off the stick of Roberts for a face-off. Ooh, and Kavanaugh... Or excuse me, that's Peter Kelly. Might have took an errant stick there and got slashed, and he appears to be in a little bit of pain.
I have to say, Joey Petrick with the puck, he turned on the Jets, and Alabama did a great job regrouping and entering NC State's zone.
NC State controls off the draw. They're starting to get their mojo back in the face-off dot. They flip it up to center ice. Here's Jake Gifford. Drops it back off for Patterson. Patterson crunched against the boards. 3 tied players there, and they're going to win the puck. But can they keep it in? Labrizzi pinches in. Behind the net, Gifford wins it back. Prasma playing the point. Deeks his way through. Oh, nice move around Bolt. Back to the point, Labrizzi. He'll shoot one, looking for the deflection. It got there, but it was going to go wide. Prasma knocked it back down, but Alabama controls in the far corner. Now behind the net, Wilcoxon sends it around. Gifford there for the ice pack. But Caputo able to get up the ice. He gets knocked down. And now Prasma shovels it back, won it back. Good opportunity for the ice pack, but a great defensive play by Will Caputo. Labrizzi still out there for the NC State ice pack. Now Alabama coming through. Well, Labrizzi went for the hit. It went off his skate, so he gets the best of both worlds. And now Patterson drops it off. Here's Prasma in the slot. He scores! Prasma opens up the scoring with a beautiful shot in the slot, and it's 1-0 ice pack.
That was a push that NC State needed. What a great job just leaving that out for Prasma. Who else but Prasma?
His 11th goal of the year. And how about the forecheck from NC State there, Grace? They had Alabama second-guessing themselves on those passes, made a lot of good plays to keep the puck from getting past center ice. And then it went off the stick to Patterson, and then Prasma finished it off. It's 1-0 ice pack. At a game they're being outshot now 12-8, but it's hard to stop a Prasma blast. As Alabama sends it deep, they're hungry they get that goal back, and they nearly got it right there in the slot. Big save from Robertson, pushing and shoving behind the play, but a prime opportunity for Angus Arnold, the freshman from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Alabama's not putting their head down. You know, the bench looks live.
Now, this was a problem for NC State last season, where right after they scored a goal, it seemed like they took their breath and kind of took the pedal off the metal a little bit and immediately would surrender a prime opportunity or a goal. And that was the case right there. Great opportunity for the Frozen Tide as they control off the draw. Here's a great opportunity, and it's saved. And now Roberts will hold it. That was a good chance for Carson Carmine, the freshman from Arizona. But Roberts held the post strong. And with 3 minutes to go, another face-off for the Tide.
I've noticed so far, Nick, that NC State off the face-off really needs to tie up their players.
Yeah, they really need to. Owen's shot got blocked. NC State having some spacing issues. What a hit. Michael Rinaldi delivers the blow on Austin Fink into the corner. Hit made there by Rinaldi again. Now it's up top. NC State controls Smith, but he lost it. Deking his way through is Arnold. Back in front, turnaround shot, but it didn't get home. Roberts had the stick in front. Oh, Alabama, some spacing issues there. Curtis was trying to get through, but had a teammate in his way for the open shot, and now NC State controls. Smith sends it in deep. Behind the net, Alabama again having some spacing issues, this time in the D zone. And Curtis will shovel it to center ice. Darlene there for the ice pack as NC State looks to make another charge. It's Darlene leading that charge. He'll shoot one, and he makes the save.
And Darlene's one of those players that sees open ice and takes it. He's one of those really hockey smart players, and he knows someone will pop back and cover him. But in games like these, like I said, minutes matter.
And he took his defender off his line, created that shooting opportunity with that open ice. Like you mentioned, Grace, a very savvy player for the Ice Pack, now in his second season as a sophomore from Winston-Salem. Alabama controlled off the draw. Darlene slaps at it, but he didn't get all of what he wanted, and now Alabama in the O-zone. It's Connor. A lot of action in front, and now knocked away into center ice from Darlene and sent back in. Alabama's got a touch up for icing. 100 seconds to go here in the opening period, where we've seen a lot happen. A couple penalties, but just one goal so far. As both teams struggling to keep possession now. This one will not be icing, does not have enough mustard on it. Here's Darlene. Bad pass, but it ended up finding a teammate. Oh, nice opportunity there on the no-look pass from Giancani. Just did not find a home. As Alabama able to get the puck back, Caputo twirls around. Took a bad deflection for Alabama. Goes all the way in their own D zone. And we got a penalty against NC State. So to the net goes Perry Jacobs. 6-on-5 until NC State could touch the puck, which they will do now. And for the third time this period, Alabama's going to go on the power play.
Which is kind of crazy to say, third time this period. But if you're NC State, you kind of have to show more discipline. And you saw on your Friday night game how Alabama, that was kind of their weakness. I feel like you don't want to mirror that.
It's going to go against Ian Buckley, his second penalty of the game. And with 55 seconds to go, Alabama 0 for 2 on the power play tonight, looking to change their fortune here. It's the third time the charm. They already have 14 shots on goal this period. They control off the draw. Here's Zent. He'll find Shuley, has some space. He'll wrist one, and they score! 8 seconds in the power play, and Baz Shuley knots the game up at 1.
They did a great job creating traffic in front of the net.
You're right, Grace. A lot of traffic in front of the net there. And Shuley had a lot of open ice, like I was saying. Took that shot, and with that traffic, which Alabama's done a great job of generating throughout this game, they're able to beat Ethan Roberts and tie the game up at 1. Alabama was struggling a little bit on the power play coming into this game already. They were 0 for 2, but now they are 7 for 29. NC State trying to get it back. It's loose in front. No one knows where the puck is. Oh, a couple opportunities. It's still loose. And it's covered up from Perry Jacobs. It was Holden Kaufman there for NC State, trying to whack the puck home as Just like how Alabama did after the NC State goal, NC State tries to get one right back.
Saw a little soccer action from Kaufman.
Well, you can't kick it in. That's disallowed, but Jacobs was making sure that puck was not going to beat him.
They don't even allow that in mites.
Just under 30 seconds left in this first period. Arnold's going to get the boot from the face-off dot. He'll be replaced from Austin Fink.
I have to say, Arnold, love his stick.
Lapani off the draw shot, and it's saved. Right to the stick, though, of Herman as it was trying to be cleared. Tried to drop it off for Kaufman. It's shoveled back around from Matusik. Now in the corner, it's Kaufman and a whistle. And I think we're going to get a penalty here, and we are. It's going to go against Alabama this time. And, well, head coach Mike Fairbanks trying to argue the call here. They're sending someone. We don't know who, though.
And the net's still off.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe the net came off, unless they're saying it was intentional. A lot of confusion at the ice. The refs made a motion that they were sending someone to the box. 14 seconds left in the period. A lot of discussion. And they are going to send number 33, Parks Wallace, to the box at NC State power play. And the waning seconds of the opening period, they're 0 for 1 on the night. Not sure what the call was. It looked like it's behind the play. Maybe a slashing call, but again, Mike Fairbanks not happy with the call. Someone we talked to before the game, Grace. He is certainly someone to talk to. We enjoyed our chat with him pregame. Very down-to-earth guy. Has a great relationship with head coach Tim Healy as well. A lot of respect for both clubs. And just trying to coach, these 15 freshmen on the roster up. Trying to create that culture. And so far, it seems like he's doing a good job when he's up to the challenge. On the power play, NC State controls. One-timer, Herman, save made. A pinch against the board, trying to bleed the rest of this clock out. Down to 4-3, and NC State won't get another opportunity before the buzzer sounds. 1-1 at the end of the first. Some action in the corner. Grant Curtis and an ice pack sandwich between Herman and, I believe, Prasma.
I knew that couldn't be good if the puck was down in the corner when the clock was running out. There's definitely going to be a little chat, some pushing and shoving.
Well, they announced the penalty is the delay of game against Alabama. So I think you're right, Grace, where the net came off its moorings. Look, the refs deemed it was intentional. Mike Fairbanks, head coach of the Frozen Tide, still asking for an explanation there. Not agreeing with the call. He gave a little bump, so should be fine. But 1-1 at the end of the first period here at Invisalign Arena. Intermission report coming up next. Welcome back to Invisalign Arena. Nick Perazzi alongside Grace Mata, the color guard, NC State color guard, with a performance behind us with some frigid sound band action. But Grace, got to recap that first period. We saw a lot. 29 total shots on goal, 16 for Alabama, 13 for the NC State Ice Pack. It's 1-1 though in a pretty evenly matched game.
And I have to say, both teams have really shown up to play tonight. And we have seen the Frozen Tide really control the neutral zone. NC State had trouble making passes there as well.
Yeah, I would say both teams have a little issue passing, but NC State neutral zone, like you mentioned. Alabama, just some spacing, especially in the O zone. A lot of players kind of on top of each other where they can't really move the puck to each other. So maybe that's something to look out for going into the second period. Scoring-wise, Daniel Prasma, who he'll be interviewing on the flip side of this break, got it started for the Ice Pack.
And in a Prasma fashion, it was right under the blocker side.
Used his speed to get it, and he's just got one of the fastest shots you'll ever see at this level of hockey. He showed it off there, but a third Ice Pack penalty. Ian Buckley, second of the game, and Alabama capitalized on it this time with Shuley.
And like I mentioned in the broadcast, NC State should really focus on their penalty kill being on a spring. You know, you need to make sure you're not creating too big of a gap where the Frozen Tide can, slip a few passes in between your sticks, your feet. But NC State let up a penalty kill goal, but they look to adjust in the following period.
Yeah, they will, but for the Ice Pack, they're going to worry more about the other side of special teams. The man advantage now, just 14 seconds in, had a great design play for Herman those first 5 seconds. Good save from Perry Jacobs in net, who's made a couple of phenomenal saves. How about Ethan Roberts as well, with a couple of big saves his own. Both goaltenders keeping this a low-scoring game, but 106 seconds left of power play time for NC State. Question's going to be, what do they need to change going into the second period with that man advantage?
I feel like they just need to settle with the puck. They know what they need to do, and they know how to execute it. So Joey Gobea spoke about how they really need to be better on even 5-on-5 play. But when you're on the power play, you want to focus on making clear passes. I've always said that. That really is the true help.
Well, you'll be alongside Daniel Prasma on the other side of this break. 1-1 here from Invisalign Arena.
I would never show my teeth. Never smile. And it forces you into this submission of silence because you don't think that anybody's going to take what you have to say seriously. Invisalign has changed my life forever.
Prasma's going to be the player.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, Ice Pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all Ice Pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Why are sandwiches so much better hot?
I don't know. Why does everyone love summer or hot gossip? Hotter is just better.
Oh, don't forget about hot ovens. Or hot peppers.
Hot springs, hot chocolate.
Hot sandwiches.
Ooh.
Hot soup, hot air balloons. Hot yoga.
I get it. Hotter is better.
Or hot melted cheese.
Sorry.
Potbelly, we bring the hot.
Happy birthday, Max.
Yes! I'm Joan the Phone, here to show you 4 easy ways to stay safe online. Come on. We can secure our world when you choose your passwords. Make them strong. Use a password manager to help you along. But don't just use a password alone. Get a call, get a text, or a code on your phone.
MFA really works.
We can secure our world. When it's time to update an app, don't you hesitate. Do it ASAP.
Just like that.
Watch out for offers too good to be true. What? It's probably someone trying to take advantage of you.
Hey, that's fishy.
Let's report it. Install updates. Make better passwords. Think before you click. Use multiple factors. That's how we can secure our world. Learn more at CISA.gov/secure-our-world.
For each life moment, your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP.
Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. Your kids may be eligible now, even if you've applied before. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Get started now at insurekidsnow.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I would never forget the picture that I have. I'm the only one that's not smiling. Even though I'm with my close friends, I felt alone. I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel confident. When I got Invisalign, I built my confidence. It was the best investment that I could do.
Welcome back to Invisalign Arena. I'm Grace Motto, joined by IcePack forward Daniel Krasma. You opened the scoring in the first period. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, my line's playing pretty good all game, so we've been looking for this play, but Patty got it up, dropped it off to me. I mean, it was open there, so just shot it, went in the net. It's a good play.
So a unique situation. You guys are going to face off against the Frozen Tide 4 times. So you kind of have that leg up right now, playing them twice already. What has that done for you guys and your momentum coming into this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely easy playing a team. Not easy, but you know their systems. You kind of know a little bit of what to expect. But at the same time, playing a team 4 times, mistakes are bound to happen. It's bound to get chippy. So it's kind of like we just go out there, stick with what we do every game, try to not pay too much attention to playing them a lot, and that's kind of where we go from.
And hockey is a game of mistakes. That's really how you score, how you capitalize on those plays. Mm-hmm. So what challenges is the Frozen Tide presenting to you guys right now?
Yeah, I mean, they're playing hard. They're getting it behind our D and forechecking a little bit. So I think we just got to get it quick out, and that'll shut down just sort of what they get going. And that's the main goal right now. But
so no one has really controlled the neutral zone. It's kind of been turnover central, I would say.
Yeah.
So what adjustments do you guys plan to make regarding the neutral zone and just in general?
Just sticking to our structure. We have a plan, and just if we follow through with it, slow the game down a little bit, find our area, find our passes. It'll be a lot easier.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. I'm Grace Motto, joined by Daniel Krasma, and we'll be back after this.
back here in Invisalign Arena. Nick Perazzi alongside Grace Mata. Just a couple minutes before we drop the puck to start the second period. But Grace, I'm going to turn to the battle in between the pipes right now. Perry Jacobs for Alabama has saved 12 of 13. Ethan Roberts, 15 of 16. Goaltending being a huge story in that first period with some monstrous saves.
And if you're NC State or Alabama right now, you're really relying on your goalie heavily right now.
And I think for NC State defensively, a lot of screens from Alabama. If you're the Frozen Tide, you have to keep that up for the rest of this game, really, until NC State forces you to make adjustment, crash the net, look for deflections. If you're the Frozen Tide playing defense, you got to stop NC State from getting in those open ice areas and letting them create with open ice.
Both teams have done a phenomenal job at creating chaos in front of each other's nets. And that's the name of the game right now, is just trying to get quality shots off, shots on net, anything really. I mean, we've seen that they're kind of neck and neck with shots on goal, but they've done a great job entering each other's zones.
Well, you mentioned at the top of the broadcast on your mottos, you mentioned tush push and game of inches. Tush push playing as a team, seen some bad passes from both teams. Maybe the puck bouncing a little more kinetic energy than you might want, if it's going on your stick. But a couple of bad passes for each team. But I really want to highlight when you say game of inches, because this game truly feels like it's going to be a game of inches where one mistake is going to cost you. And so far, it's cost the Ice Pack.
And for Prasma's goal, I have to go back to the game of inches. It truly means that even, I have to say, Alabama's goalie has a lot of real estate from the shoulders up, but Prasma kind of snuck one in right under his blocker side. And I believe that now we are seeing more of a, it depends on who's keeping their head up when they have the puck in the neutral zone. We've seen a couple passes go over sticks or be sent to the wrong person.
Well, we saw the Ice Pack miss a couple shots high and wide. You mentioned a lot of real estate above Perry Jacobs. As a former player, you miss one or two high. Are you going to keep trying to get him above the shoulders, or are you starting to do what Prasma did, get him blocker down?
I have to say, if you shoot at the goalie, it's easier for rebounds. Kind of the place a little bit dead when you shoot it outside or hit the glass, but it's anyone's game today.
It's anyone's game. When we come back, the second period will happen. 1-1 here in Invisalign Arena.
I will never forget the picture that I have. I'm the only one that's not smiling. Even though I'm with my close friends, I felt alone. I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel confident. When I got Invisalign, I built my confidence. It was the best investment that I could do.
Why are sandwiches so much better hot?
I don't know. Why does everyone love summer or hot gossip? Hotter is just better.
Oh, don't forget about hot ovens. Or hot peppers.
Hot springs, hot chocolate.
Hot sandwiches.
Ooh.
Hot soup, hot air balloons, hot yoga.
I get it. Hotter is better.
Or hot melted cheese.
Sorry.
Potbelly, we bring the hot.
We talk forever about the future. Worry about it, or wish it closer. We try to glimpse the places we'll go, from ocean depths to the far side of the moon. At NC State University, the future is a thing you make, with bright ideas, new tools, and a wolf pack behind you. Tell us where you're headed. We'll help you get there. NC State. Think and do.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, Ice Pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all Ice Pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
I would never show my teeth. Would never smile. And it forces you into this submission of silence because you don't think that anybody's gonna take what you have to say seriously. Invisalign has changed my life forever.
Welcome back to Invisalign Arena. I'm Grace Motto. The all-new ESPN app has arrived. It's all of ESPN, all in one place. It's your home for the most and best live sports, and a whole new way to experience ESPN. With over 47,000 live events, studio shows, and ESPN originals and brand new features. It's a sports fan dream. You can check out multi-view and watch up to 4 games at once, or track your fantasy while you watch TV. The future of sports has arrived, and it's called ESPN. So download the ESPN app on your TV or mobile device, log in, and start streaming.
Well, I recommend you use that multi-view tomorrow night. These two teams will be at it at 7:30 from Truist Field in Uptown Charlotte. And don't worry, folks, you Ice Pack fans, Chris Lehman will return. You will not have to listen to my play-by-play commentary for much longer. But Chris Lehman already there. He's commentated last night's game. He's currently there for tonight's game between South Carolina and North Carolina. Tomorrow, of course, these two teams, Alabama and NC State, battle at it. And then a couple more games next weekend as well, including the big classic that they have between App State and Charlotte. Now, hopefully, temperature isn't too bad tomorrow for the ice, although 75 degrees outdoor hockey doesn't spell for a lot of rights. Spells for a lot of wrongs, but luckily tonight we're indoors, and we've got a fantastic matchup, 1-1 after the first period, Grace. And we talked about the goaltending battle between the nets. We didn't talk about was that NC State's got a man advantage for the next minute and 46 to start this period after the delay of game against Alabama.
And you know, right now going into 1-1 in the second period, it's basically 0-0. That's how I look at it. And if you're NC State, you want to get one and get one fast.
You want to get one fast, just like what Sebastian Aho did to win the Hurricanes the game in overtime against Vancouver, just about 4 or 5 miles away at Lenovo Center. But we're here at their practice facility on their practice ice. Well, Aaron Preston will let the fans know as well. Second line out there for NC State. Or excuse me, actually going to go with that first line. Prasma, Johnson, but this time Joey Govea to take the draw. Or since it's a power play, it's Govea, Johnson, Herman. Prasma is one of the D pairing with Andrew Thronson. A minute 46 of the man advantage for NC State. Alabama on the penalty kill. It's Kavanaugh to take the draw for them. And he will push it all the way back on net on Roberts, and NC State, with 100 seconds left of the power play, will break out from there. Herman down the wing. Skates right into the middle. He's got speed and a lot of momentum. Herman still with it. Drops it off for Govea. Govea to Prasma. Back Govea. As they like to play give and go. Prasma at the point. Back. This is Herman. Back up top, Prasma already got one tonight. Tries for the second, and it didn't make its way through. It gets knocked all the way down. A race for the puck. Good hustle from Kavanaugh. NC State controls with a minute 10 left on the man advantage. Now it's Thronson behind the net. Alabama will get a quick change. Shuley in for Kavanaugh.
And Tyler Zent has been a force on this forecheck.
And he's the reason why Alabama will get a clear here on net, too, because of his great forecheck. Ooh, that puck might have caught a puddle there. Just didn't really move for Roberts. It's loose in front. Stolen in front. This is Zent, and he scores! Tyler Zent, short-handed. We just mentioned his great forechecking ability. But how about his finishing ability? Makes it 2-1.
And I have to say, an aggressive forecheck on the penalty kill is kind of unheard of. You don't want to overcommit and get caught and have your team have 3 people in your own zone. But Zent he saw an opportunity, and he really took it and was rewarded for it. But I have to say, Nick, looking down at Ethan Roberts, kind of towards the crease, there is a lot of puddles. Mm-hmm. I feel like that also gave him the advantage.
Yeah, a little bit there. Roberts' initial back pass kind of stuck in a puddle, created some chaos for NC State, but 2 Alabama players forechecking. One of them was Tyler Zent. He's able to win the puck on a 2v1 battle, which that should not happen if you're on the power play, especially in your own D zone. And Alabama makes the Ice Pack play 2-1, but still 30 seconds left of the Ice Pack man advantage. Rinaldi will say to the deep right in front. They try to get it back right away. Now Labrizzi up top. Darlene's had a couple good looks. They go to the far wing. Quick shot. Gifford misses everything. Labrizzi can't hold the line. 15 seconds left on the man advantage. NC State has to regroup, and now forechecking is Arnold. Here comes Labrizzi. Skates all the way through, back it off. Gifford sends it down low. Backhand, they score! Michael Rinaldi. And we're tied at 2 just like that.
This is going to be an exciting game, Nick. You might want to go run out of the snack bar and get some popcorn. What a goal by Rinaldi.
Well, a backhand from that distance is going to need some traffic in front, and that's exactly what happened. 18:14 left on the game clock, so it technically was a power play goal right at the termination of it. So there were 2 goals during that sequence, a shorthanded one, and now a man advantage goal for Rinaldi, his 3rd goal as a member of the Ice Pack. And we're tied up again just like that. Puck goes in behind the net. And NC State will look to control and break out. Oh, that back pass just didn't have enough on it. Alabama will control now. It's on the stick of Wallace. He finds Bolt. He'll send it in, gets a shove from Kyler Sun. Sent around the boards. Here's Austin Finch. He just can't get it on his stick. NC State having the most trouble keeping the puck on their stick and making the passes right now. This one sent all the way in. It is going to be icing. And so we'll go all the way back to the other end, and NC State draw.
I have to say, it's such a unique position to be in when you let up a shorthanded goal. And it depends on how you react to that. And I have to give NC State credit for responding like they did, ending up tying it once again.
Finch to take the draw for the Ice Pack. And we'll have it again. A little jumping going on. 17:39 to go in this second period. And we've already seen 2 goals. Bouncing puck off the draw, controlled from Alabama, but this is going to be another icing, I believe, if Lapani can beat it out. They actually waved it off. So Roberts, he didn't get it, and now he's contacted with Bolt. That was a weird sequence. Again, we usually see that side of the ice get a lot of puddling, and that might have been the case there again. As this goes all the way down, it'll be first one out from NC State's Giancani, but he lost it, and now Alabama has some speed and some numbers. Kelly sends it to the caddy corner. Sent back around Kavanaugh as he gets crunched. In the corner now, Connor. Down low just behind Kelly, but picked up from Petrich. That one misses wide. Now Wallace again. Alabama doing a good job with puck control here. Wallace still circling back up top. This is Curtis. Shot hit his own teammate going in. And now here comes NC State the other way. Kyler Sun will dump. He needs to get off the ice. A wholesale line change for NC State. As Alabama will break out from the road. And they're having trouble with the puck behind the net in terms of keeping it on their stick. Turnover. Here's Darlene. Sends it in. Tough angle and a save made. Jacobs, second opportunity. No. It's still loose in front. In some skates. Alabama trying to control it. It was Parks Wallace there. Govea keeps it in, but it hit the netting, and we'll have a face-off.
I feel like right now, just off that play, it really started with a kind of a chip and chase right there. You know, you got that wholesale line change, which really helped give NC State that leverage.
Another false start off the draw, and we'll do it again. Bit of a score update from Uptown Charlotte, where these 2 teams will battle tomorrow. It's South Carolina 3, North Carolina 2. We're actually going to have a live look-in right now. Just a beautiful setup. Glad that the ice is in good condition. Draw run from NC State. They pushed it forward. Alabama sends it around. Takes an awkward bounce. It's icing for the moment, but it's beat out by him. Guess who? Tyler Zent. Grace, we've said his name a lot tonight. He's been Alabama's best player, playing with a lot of energy, throwing the body around, and another tough forecheck, but the Ice Pack break it through. Here's Darlene. Skates on through with numbers. And a good play. Making the hit as well. I believe that was Max Owens. And now the Tide move the other way. This is icing, but Roberts has to stop it, so it's waved off. Now Mason Payne. Pass misses everybody. It's turned over. Now Govea. Alabama with a good opportunity here. Shuley already has the first goal. Back in front. Oh, and Johnson just got in the way there of Caputo. 2-on-1 the other way. Looking across for Johnson. Oh, and a big save. Jacobs makes a monstrous save. We have a stoppage on the play. And a penalty coming up.
What a play right there. Oh, just hit the post. But if you're Rinaldi, 2-on-1s are a unique situation. You know, you don't really want to force the pass, but sometimes if there's enough space and time, you can send it right over. And as a defenseman, you're always told to take the pass away.
No penalty on the play. I believe the net came off its moorings. And so we stay at 5-on-5 as Perry Jacobs thanks his best friend, that crossbar, for keeping this game knotted at 2. NC State has it back, though. Kaufman with a reaction shot. That misses everything. Into neutral ice. Here comes Alabama. Kameen shot kind of hit Labrizzi, but it's kept in. Big collision. Caputo held the line, but got hit from Thronson, but NC State can't control it. Swept back in from Alabama. Plays ruled onside. Sent around the boards from Arnold. Kameen back there for the Tide. Fink as well. Labrizzi having trouble with it. That's where we see the most puddling, especially in this arena and tonight. Little chip pass from Kaufman. He gets the puck back here. Drops it off. Herman! Oh, and flashing the leather. Perry Jacobs again.
Truly is a game of goaltending. We'll take another look at that.
And Herman's eyes lid wide up there. Was a great net. I think Jacobs might have had some emotion there making that big save. He's now saved 16 of 18. Keeps the game at 2. We'll have one more look at that, Grace. 2-on-1 the other way, and Herman, look how much net's open there.
Just a great shot by Herman, but Jacobs kind of anticipated that.
Off the draw. Oh, and it just missed wide. That was Reese Johnson. As it goes all the way back down, skipping over the stick of Cam Smith. Now a good forecheck from Alabama as NC State tries to break it out. Lapani will shovel it wrong because Johnson had trouble with it, but the Tide control. They send it all the way in and actually hit the Alabama bench. I think it hit the part of the glass that kind of comes into the bench there, unless it hit an Alabama stick. But it looked like it hit the glass from up here, but it won't matter. We're going to have to draw at center ice no matter what.
Nick, I just want to talk about that quick shot off the face-off. I love seeing those.
That's a great opportunity. NC State loves to do it, especially on the man advantage. Oh, and I don't know what happened there. Maybe Drevny said something and got kicked out. Didn't really move too much there, but they still control off the draw as they get hit up against the boards. Here's Parks Wallace bringing it in for Alabama. Working around Smith. Backhand opportunity. Gets the puck right back, though. Still in deep, trying for a shovel opportunity in front. It never got home for Kavanaugh. Now the ice pack with numbers the other way. Stretch pass is on the money for Gifford. Oh, but he had the hold up, didn't collect it cleanly, and it's offsides. And now, whoa, some action in the corner. That's our blind corner. Drevny getting into it for Alabama. Cannot quite see who the ice pack players is. You get a look at it up close. A lot of pushing and shoving. This is the first really big action we've seen behind the play. Now Curtis jarring at the bit. That's Gifford in there. They're still pushing and shoving. Someone's stick is behind the net. We're going to expect to see some penalties here, but Grace, the temperature in this arena has definitely gone up a couple of degrees.
Have to agree with you there. And you know, we've talked about it all game, kind of all season as well, but some easily avoidable penalties. You need to have a longer fuse. Oh, and we'll take another look at this.
Yeah, this is going to be it. It's behind the play. Drevny, oh, man. Kind of catch out of the corner there. Not sure quite what happened either. But Drevny's in the box for Alabama. Trying to see the NC State player. Looks like Patterson. It's going to be 4-on-4 hockey. 2 minor penalties coming up for each player. And we will play 4-on-4 score update from Uptown Charlotte. North Carolina has tied it. And it's a 3-3 hockey game there. Now maybe some confusion in communication from the umpires to the coaching staffs for each team.
Nick, just looking at the scoreboard right now, tied 2-2. Ice Packs leading 19 shots to the Frozen Tide's 18 with 4-on-4 hockey. What's there to expect?
NC State out shooting Alabama 6-2 in this period, but Alabama 1 of 2 and converting it to get the back of the net. NC State 5 of 6. Tie up, NC State wins it. Here's Gifford. He'll shoot one and right into the chest for an easy save for Jacobs. Prasma was sprawling around. The linesman makes sure he doesn't get into any extracurriculars behind the play.
And I feel like Prasma does such a good job at frustrating their opponents. I mean, he's got skill, he's got speed, and that's a defender's worst nightmare.
And his maturity this season really has been noticeable. Last year, he'd go and cross that line a little too much as Darlene can't hold the line. NC State has to regroup. But this season, he knows when to stop, and it's reflected in the penalty stat sheet. Darlene from the point. Oh, and a nice save. Sprawling out a little bit there was Perry Jacobs. But again, talking about Prasma, Grace, you interviewed him. You know, just talking about his maturity from freshman year to sophomore year. You know, the emotions, we'd always talk about it. He'd be in a lot of those scrums this year. He's not in a lot of those scrums. NC State has probably arguably their best player on the ice almost all the time now.
And I have to say, being a freshman for such a renowned team, it's hard.
He's going to get a steal here and create an opportunity. Drops it back off for Gifford. He's got his stick held up. NC State wants a call. They won't get it. Looked like a clean stick lift from here, and Jacobs makes the save. But again, Prasma just being a pesky menace for the Alabama Frozen Tide. Scrum off the draw. Alabama able to control. They'll break it out. Still 4-on-4 hockey for about 80 more seconds. Goes all the way back down low. Darlene will collect it after Owens supplied some pressure. Here's Gifford. 3-on-2 for the Ice Pack. They hurry. Here's Prasma. Oh, he fanned on a shot there. And now Alabama has numbers coming the other way. Darlene trying Fink some pressure from behind. Fink chips passes it lane. There's the spacing again, Grace. 3 Alabama players together nearly lost the puck there because they were all so close. And with 4-on-4 right now, you expect them to have a little bit more space out there. Caputo trying to generate something. The Tide finally move into neutral ice, but they can't collect. Or will they? They will. Connor brings it in. Mason Payne shoves him against the boards. And we'll have a board scrum right in front of the Lenovo ad. 30 seconds now on the 4-on-4. Nice little pass here, just a little too far for Caputo. He'll still bring it in, shoot one right into the glove of Ethan Roberts to force a face-off. And more importantly, really for both teams, a line change.
And we haven't seen the neutral zone in the past couple of minutes tilt in Alabama's favor. And, you know, that might be the change we continue to see.
Kelly will take the draw for Alabama. Herman for the Ice Pack. And Herman able to win that draw right to Labrizzi. 20 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey left. Here's Thronson. Back for Labrizzi. And back for Thronson. NC State looks to push out now. And that pass misses Johnson. Him and Thronson not on the same page. An icing call and a face-off for Alabama. 8 seconds left on 4-on-4 before Patterson and Drevny leave the box.
Oh, the crowd's going crazy for the YMCA right now, and so is Nick up here in the booth.
I can't lie. I'm showing my moves off a little bit up here. Herman to take the draw for NC State against Petrovic. And it's won by Herman. Labrizzi shoved against the boards, though. Both players out of the box now for both teams. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Drevny in the slot. No one knows he's there. Oh, and a good opportunity for Alabama, but Petrich just couldn't get to him. Was looking at him, but didn't have a lane. Wallace finds Kelly in the slot. Back. Wallace shoots one quickly. Roberts saves it. Has to sprawl. It's still loose. He makes the save. Labrizzi did not like the little jab that Kelly gave on Roberts. That puck was loose, shoves him into the boards, and the refs will take control here.
Ethan Roberts has not made it easy on Alabama whatsoever. We'll take another look at that.
Yeah, Roberts here, the puck kind of got loose there after, looked like Labrizzi's own skate hit him, and that's why Kelly was poking at it. No penalties, as in my opinion, there shouldn't be any penalties.
I have to say that was kind of an awkward bounce, and Roberts recovered nicely.
Face-off goes back, controlled from Lapani for NC State, but he couldn't clear. Wallace bouncing puck right into the middle. As Kameen just couldn't find a shot. Good defensive play from the Ice Pack. Now pinched against the boards. Arnold for Alabama there. Now Kameen able to skate around Lapani, looking for a teammate. Still circling with it. Now he'll just dump it back in the other way. Arnold lost it. Lapani off the board pass. And now NC State breaks out. Rinaldi drops it back off Govea. He'll shoot one, and a save made from Jacobs. And Govea faked the pass there and then went with the shot. Again, some extracurriculars as Brandon Raleigh takes a little bit of a jab, if you will, from Grant Curtis, and a face-off coming up.
Hey, I was always taught to play until the last whistle, even though most refs probably do not like that. But you got to try to poke a little something loose.
10:26 to go in this second period. As Govea will get kicked out of the draw here. NC State with 10 shots on goal this period to just 4 for Alabama. And the Tide, though, they're going to win this draw again. Lapani sends it around the boards. There's Tyler Zen trying to keep possession. Rinaldi with some good defense. As they battle for it still, now collected from Caputo. Around the board pass, looking for Connor. They get it out of the neutral zone, but NC State will have it. Govea drops it backwards off for Raleigh. He'll send it in. And controlled from Alabama as some fresh legs get out there for NC State. Now the Tide breaking it out. Zent avoids the hit but lost it. Body goes down for NC State. They're able to keep possession of the puck. And delayed offsides will allow them to. Long pass off the boards. Rinaldi, he's been out there for a while. They'll find Austin Finch trying to split defenders. Kavanaugh with a great defensive play. As Alabama will get it out. Nice little chip around from Kavanaugh. He's got a lot of speed. Able to bring around Payne, but he can't keep the puck. Finch with a big body on him into the corner. They try to give it back to him, but Finch says no. Now Mason Payne on the wing. Able to skate around a defender. Right in front. Ooh, Kyler Sun almost had an opportunity to poke one in as it goes to neutral ice, and Darlene will have to send it around.
What a kind of couple minutes of back and forth hockey right here.
It's a very even game. Not a high stick from Austin Finch. So we play on. He'll send it into the corner. Now Darlene at the point for the Ice Pack. Rifes one. Went wide. NC State trying to hold the zone. And they will not. It goes back out to center ice. Mason Payne there. He'll find his D-man. And now here's Prasma. He's got some space. 3-on-2 for the Ice Pack. Prasma drops it off. Patterson. Oh, a nice pass for him from Gifford, but he couldn't get a shot off. Back and forth. Prasma just couldn't get his stick on it all the way. Some creative looks for the Ice Pack. Prasma able to hold the line. Behind the net, Gifford. In a dangerous area. Right in front for Prasma. Oh, just a bouncing puck. Now Payne a shot. And it misses everything. NC State keeping Perry Jacobs on his toes. Prasma across. Shot and a save. Darlene might have just got there a second late. and he couldn't get on the glove side. Prasma wins the puck back after some pressure from Kavanaugh. He's got space in the slot. A shot up high, save. Puck is loose in front, still loose in the crease. Gifford trying at it, and a good sprawling play from Caputo to keep it out. Net comes off his mornings, and we'll have a stoppage. NC State creating chaos in front of the net.
Nick, I have to say, we'll take another look at this.
Just the chaos in front. NC State had a couple opportunities. Perry Jacobs got some help. He's going to need a quick water break. Adjusting his jersey and the mask. He's had to contort his body every which way. As Caputo has to go back out there. They won't let Alabama change since their net came off its moorings.
I have to say the Ice Pack's first line truly has earned their spot as a first line. They play till every whistle, every forecheck, every back check, and you can see that on the score sheet as well.
So far, this new first and second line for the Ice Pack has worked pretty well. That faceoff is one from NC State to nobody, though, and a sprinting Petrich wins it. He's got an opportunity the other way for the Tide. Pushed against the boards. A beautiful defensive play, though, from Labrizzi as they go out in the corner. Labrizzi a little too physical there, maybe, as now he gets a shot from behind, but NC State moves the other way. Here's Kaufman. Johnson doesn't have his stick. He'll get one from the bench. Looks like it broke behind the play as they battle against the boards. Be one from Alabama. Peter Kelly able to get it up, and here comes Petrich. But he turns the puck over. This is going to be offsides against Kelly. As it left the zone, he brought it in, and Petrich just going to get back. And he'll give a little shove to Labrizzi. They had a lot of action behind the play. Some words from Petrich to Labrizzi. As NC State will go with a wholesale line change here. 7:05 to go here in this period.
And they're playing Living on a Prayer right now. You know, maybe I almost made one of my mottos, you know, Hail Mary. But I think Nick really liked my inclusion of the tush push and the blitz play.
Yeah, well, the officiating of the tush push, again, for certain teams, I think something's got to change there if they're going to keep it in the game. I'm all for physical football. I'm all for physical hockey too, but you just got to officiate it right in both sports. Bama wins the draw, but they turn it over behind, and Rinaldi tried to sneak a shot on, but it went off the side of the net. NC State, though, able to maintain possession. That shot misses everything from Joey Govea. It's kept in, though, from Mason Payne. Cam Smith kept it in. Puck goes out to center ice. Good opportunity the other way. Here's Kameen, a shot, and it went off the stick, deflected from Smith. Kameen stumbles into the boards, lost his balance. And we'll have a face-off in the Bama O-zone. Not really much there from Smith, just Kameen skating hard, was more worried about the shot, and Smith's contact with him just kind of made him unbalanced. Arnold will take the draw for Alabama.
Nick, I always wonder, how can he play with a white stick as it matches the ice?
Can be sneaky with it. Always hide it. Here's Wallace, a point shot. It got deflected high. Might have been Brandon Raleigh sprawling in front that blocked it. Kameen able to win the puck back. Ovea with some pressure behind the net. Fink there for Alabama. Pressured against the boards. Brandon Raleigh there. Puck gets loose. Here's Wallace. A lot of traffic in front, but not the right color. He passes on the shot and sends it around. Right in front. Kameen! And a save from Roberts. It's still loose in front, and NC State able to survive that opportunity. What a golden opportunity for Kameen. He just couldn't get any elevation on the shot. And now NC State the other way. Weak shot. Big hit against the boards on Govea. As a save was made on Jacobs.
Nick, like you said, that was a golden opportunity for Kameen. You could see him shaking his head as the Ice Pack kind of skated away with it. But, you know, he was in the right place at the right time. They call that the golden area, the slot. And from our angle, you could see he had a good chunk of the net open.
Just couldn't find the back of the net there. 2-2, just under 6 to play here in this second period. Bama controls off the draw. Bouncing puck, Finch there for NC State. And he couldn't play it to the point. It's stolen from Alabama. The Tide come the other way. They've got some numbers. Good little stick work against Connor. There's Connor. Hit hard into the boards. Matusik kept it in for Bama. They battle against the boards right at Alabama's bench. Shuley there for the Tide, right in between some Ice Pack players. Payne gets it, now finds Darlene. Ice Pack look to break out. Hit right at the blue line there from Owens. This goes all the way down, icing waved off. As Alabama looking to break out, Finch able to win the puck back, was looking for Son. He took a big hit and paid the price. Now the other way, here come the Tide. It's Connor. Reverse hit on Darlene. As Robert stops it behind the net, now Darlene. Finch gets tripped up. That's going to be a penalty and a power play for the Ice Pack.
That was definitely kind of a hit-filled shift right there.
It was, and unfortunately for Alabama, they're going to go down a man playing the puck. But unfortunately for Garrett Connor, he got too much of Finch's skate, and that's just one of those penalties where it's just nature of the game.
You hate to see one of those penalties like that. In that situation, you really want to play the body instead of, just going for the easy route, looking for the skates.
Third power play for the Ice Pack, 1 for 2. They got that goal barely at the end of the first one, and they control off the draw. Here's Prasma. Off his stick, shoots one with traffic, gets some sticks on the way through, but he's going to get the puck right back. Now here's Johnson. Was looking for a pass to Govea, couldn't get it there. Herman surveying, finds Thronson. He'll shoot one, deflected high and into the netting. Minute 35 left on the power play.
Right now, Nick, even though they're on the penalty kill, we saw them get a shorthanded goal. And, potential for both of these teams is lethal in a game like this because both teams know what needs to be done. It just depends on who can execute.
Tyler Zent got that shorthanded goal for the Tide. He's not on the ice at the moment. Govea and Kelly on the draw. And Kelly able to win it for the Tide. Connor able to have that puck ride the boards and go all the way down. First quarter of that power play done for NC State. Had a couple of looks, but no great opportunities. Here's Govea. It goes into the corner. Alabama controls. Wallace whiffed on a clearance opportunity. It's loose in front. It's still loose. Govea goes down to the ice. NC State's going to regroup, though. Back to the point. To the other side of the point. Prasma goes down low. It's Herman. One-timer Johnson misses the net. Govea tried to back him on in front. Now Prasma out of the air. No chance there. It's still loose in front. It squirts away. Still in the corner. Jacobs got to get up. He's not in a good position. And they score! Joey Govea catches him out of position and makes it 3-2. And Jacobs might be hurt.
On that play, I have to applaud Herman for he could have so easily just taken the puck, tried to shoot it at a difficult angle, but he actually circled out towards the boards, kind of got a different angle, which really gave them that leverage.
For a second there, it looked like the save was made by Jacobs, but he's hurt. He can't get up. Nearly made that save. Govea top shelves it. But the worry now is for the freshman goaltender for Alabama, Perry Jacobs, who's been phenomenal this season for them in net. Hopefully he can skate it off. Expected to play tomorrow's game as well. Just a unfortunate circumstance there for the Frozen Tide, as NC State now 2 for 3 on the power play, but gotta hope he's okay. It looks like he's gonna stay in the game. He saved 24 of 27 so far, still 3:40 to go in this period, as both of these teams, just like last weekend, with a lot of shots on goal. Patterson for NC State against Baz Shuley for Alabama. 3-2 Ice Pack. They've scored the last two, both on the power play. Alabama looking to quickly respond. Behind the net, gets poked away. And NC State able to control it, but having trouble getting it out. Lapani just can't get it on his stick. It never left the zone. Now it's Cam Smith for the Ice Pack. Finds Lapani. Up the boards, there's nobody home. Is it Miss Gifford? Patterson trying to beat it out, but he will be unsuccessful as Owens is first there for Alabama. And
on that play, Lapani really tried to put the puck in open ice. He didn't end up completing that. That was kind of more on plays like that. It really depends on where the winger is, where the center is, but I have to applaud him on just trying to get the puck out.
Well, for Grovea, it's his 3rd goal of the season, 12th career goal. Got the assist from Johnson. Bama won the draw, but they can't control. Lapani up the boards for Prasma. Now here comes Patterson with speed. 2-on-1. He finds Gifford. Gifford shoots, and Jacobs makes the save. That pass maybe a little too slow there, but not a really good opportunity to heat it up. Some action in the corner again. Prasma and Curtis, you get a look at it up close. But again, on that pass from Prasma, I don't think he could have got more on it. Good defensive play from Alabama, and by the time Gifford got that shot off, Jacobs was in position.
Perry Jacobs has been phenomenal on his glove side tonight.
The only time he got beat was when he was injured on that last play, or that last goal for NC State. Tie up on the draw, and it looks like Alabama will control. Kameen trying to get an up-the-boards pass for Fink. It won't get there, though. Here's Lapani. NC State looks to break out. Good defensive play from Arnold. Wins the puck back. Was looking for Kameen. He'll just send it to the corner. Kameen looking in front and hit a stick of Gifford. Loose in front, but no dice. It was Arnold again in front. Just couldn't keep it on his stick. This one gets sent behind the net. Prasma with a big hit. And it's kept in nicely there from NC State. Bouncing puck. It will leave the zone and head right to Darlene for NC State. Now Mason Payne brings it in deep. He'll center on the boards, but it catch the edge of the glass. And we'll have a face-off out of the O zone into the neutral zone with 2:10 to go.
And, you know, those neutral zone face-offs are tricky. It's a 50-50 puck, but we've seen the favorite kind of tilt in NC State in the neutral zone so far.
Well, it's actually not going to be a neutral zone draw. They're saying he shot that puck inside the blue line, so it's an O-zone draw, which NC State wins. Payne tried to shoot one off the draw. It gets blocked, and Darlene has to play damage control. Alabama still lurking, though. It's Bolt. Was looking for Petrich. They have to touch up, though. NC State coming the other way. Hit up against the boards. Bama gets the puck back, and they will control now. They've got some numbers if they hurry. Petrich looking for Bolt. Oh, just missed a stick. Maybe a lift there from Darlene. But Alabama looking to control in the corner. They will. Here's Kelly. Trying to get a shot off. He will, but it's easily patted away from Roberts up high. All the way to the point, Wilcoxon. Sends it in deep. And no one there. Now an opportunity for NC State's Michael Rinaldi. Darlene coming in to help. Rinaldi will shoot it himself. Save. Rebound opportunities loose. It's still loose behind the net. Looking for the shovel chance. It wasn't there. Jacob stands tall again. Now Labrizzi pinches and shoots one. That's saved high on the shoulder. Jacobs.
What a sequence of events.
Labrizzi's still in way deep for a defensive man, but he's making a good effort at it. But now the puck's loose. Now 2-on-1. Bama the other way. Connor shoots, saves, rebound in front. NC State collects it. And a stoppage. And it looks like a penalty coming up. And it's going to be against NC State. It looks like Labrizzi. I think they're going to get him for a roughing call with 53 seconds to go in the period.
Connor really saw kind of the off angle on Roberts. Almost had it, just had to lift the puck up a little bit.
So 5-on-4 for Alabama. They are 1 for 3 on the power play tonight. Came in with about a 23% success rate. As that puck goes straight up into the air. Scholey going at it, some high hits on Finch. They blow the play dead. It'll be a draw in the NC State D zone. Now Scholey and Finch going at it. Finch, not the tallest player, but he will get very physical at times. Doesn't matter what height or what weight you got. He won't back down.
You definitely need one of those players on your team.
Gouveia for NC State will lose the draw to Arnold. Scholey up top. Zent circles back, didn't like what he sees. Back into the top of the faceoff top to the point. Scholey finds Arnold. Arnold, wrist one, deflected off Lapani's leg into the corner. Zent, Scholey, Arnold. Scholey. Back to the corner again. Scholey just kept it in there. Floats one for Arnold. Trouble collecting it, but he will get it. Looking for the sneaky pass for Zen. It's sniffed out from NC State. Diving effort to clear the puck. And a great play from the senior Joby Gouveia. And that should be the end of the period here from Invisalign Arena. Fireworks go off again, and as both teams quickly open up the period with some scoring on an NC State man advantage. Zent with a shorthanded goal, but then quickly answered from Michael Rinaldi. And then towards the end of the period, Gouveia made it 3-2 NC State, but the Tide will start with the man advantage, Grace. 3-2 from Invisalign Arena. We'll catch you up on everything in the period coming up in our intermission report. Welcome back to Invisalign Arena. Nick Ferrazzi alongside Grace Mana. They've got the chuck-a-puck going behind us right now, so the long intermission, if you will, Grace, but it's kind of needed the way this game's going. NC State was 17 shots on goal that last period. They had 2 find the back of the net. Alabama, shorthanded goal, couple of penalties, couple of scrums. It's anything you want in a hockey game and everything.
Definitely not a textbook game by any means. I mean, you see NC State with an amazing goal, I mean, by Prasma to open the scoring, and just by Rinaldi as well. And they've had a great forecheck, great back check, and I've brought up in the broadcast multiple times, the neutral zone is still kind of an iffy spot in this game.
Yeah, it is. And we saw at the beginning of that second period, could be something like that for the third. Some puddling going on. Again, it wasn't the hottest of days here. We got to about 64, 65 degrees. That's just me being a weatherman, of course.
Yes.
Knowing everything about the weather, but the puddling here has been a problem in games past, but this is really the first game where we saw it affect the team in terms of the scoreboard. The puck didn't really move, got stuck in a puddle, allowed Alabama to get some more numbers the other end. And how about Tyler Zem? You mentioned his name a lot tonight, Grace. Down in the back of the net.
We truly have.
Yeah.
But players like Zenk, like you mentioned, as well as Angus. I mean, I mentioned how I don't even know how he could play with a white stick, but players like those have really made the difference for Alabama. You want 200-foot players that play to the last whistle, and we have seen that, like Coach Fairbanks mentioned, is that even though it's a young team, they always show up to play, and we've seen a bunch of his players execute tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Between the nets for Alabama, we saw Perry Jacobs go down with an apparent injury that allowed NC State to take a 3-2 lead on that Gobea power play goal. He stays in the game and just goes back to business. It's another fantastic save. Both goaltenders really keeping this a low-scoring game, but it could easily be a 5-6 game right now.
And Jacobs has been phenomenal with his glove, and he stopped almost a Herman goal. But I cannot say my praise enough for Jacobs.
Yeah, he really was slashing that leather around. But again, to start the third period, NC State's going to be on the man advantage. 67 seconds left on the penalty exactly. If you're NC State, how do you replicate that success? It's going to be the question. When we come back from this break, 3-2, NC State on top of Alabama.
I would never forget the picture that I have. I'm the only one that's not smiling. Even though I'm with my close friends, I felt alone. I didn't feel pretty, I didn't feel confident. When I got Invisalign, I built my confidence. It was the best investment that I could do.
Welcome to Moe's! At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
We talk forever about the future. Worry about it, or wish it closer. We try to glimpse the places we'll go. From ocean depths to the far side of the moon. At NC State University, the future is a thing you make. With bright ideas, new tools, and a wolf pack behind you. Tell us where you're headed. We'll help you get there. NC State. Think and do.
When you look at me, you might see
a person with Parkinson's disease.
But if you look closer,
you'll see
a warrior mom,
an endurance athlete,
someone with a lot of fight.
Every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
And every one of them can turn to the American Parkinson Disease Association.
Look closer.
My spirit
is unshakable.
Visit apdaparkinson.org to learn more and show your support today.
When the game is on the line, championship teams know the game plan. They communicate and work together to win. We all need a game plan to protect ourselves online. Talk to family and friends so they know how to stay safe too. Create strong passwords, turn on multi-factor authentication, update software, and recognize and report phishing, because online safety is not something you want to fumble. Get more game-winning tips at CISA.gov/secure-our-world. Then share them with family and friends.
Well, I'm looking good. Thank you. Just became a real ID. What's the plan? Impromptu road trip? Actually, the plan is to fly to New York for today's product launch, and then visit the family in California, and cap it off with a girls' weekend in New Orleans. You really can just do all that. Sure, I'm a real ID, so I'm good to board any domestic flight. Speaking of which, gotta fly. Nice, enjoy. I'll be here.
Be your Real ID self today. To learn how, visit tsa.gov/realid or your local DMV.
I would never show my teeth. Never. Would never smile. And it forces you into this submission of silence because you don't think that anybody's going to take what you have to say seriously. Invisalign has changed my life forever.
I would never
Hello, welcome back to Invisalign Arena. I'm Grace Motto, joined by Ice Pack coach, Coach Mira. Right now, the Ice Pack leads 3-2. And what's it mean to you guys to have the lead, even though it's just by one goal, going into the third period?
I mean, it's big having the lead always, but at the end of the day, we have to get out. We have 1 minute and 7 left on the kill. We have to be smart about it, and we got to stay out of the box, right? Like we've had, when we were in Alabama last weekend, I think we had, 12, 13 penalties, and they scored 3 or 4 goals. So it's important to get through this kill, and it's important to stay in the lead, and then right after get 5-on-5, and let's get another goal back.
And we saw a shorthanded goal on your end. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, it was, it's important just to keep the pressure on. So that's what we always talk about on the penalty kill, just pressure. And usually when you do that on the penalty kill, the forwards get, a little bit of a kind of complacent in the zone. So it's like keep the pressure on. We get those opportunities, and we have a bunch of fast guys. So we're able to use our speed and really get down into the zone and create some opportunities even on a penalty kill when we're down.
And we've seen throughout the game that the lines you guys have been putting out, they're pretty well balanced. You got speed, skill, strength.
Absolutely.
What players are kind of sticking out to you in this game?
I think from a penalty kill side, because that's kind of one of the things I run is Lapani, right? He's always in the lane blocking the shot, and the guys call him a human sponge because he gets hit every single time, right? So it's good to have guys like that. I think Krasma's using his feet on the offensive side, and honestly, everybody's is working. It's focusing on the details, is making sure we're getting the pucks out when we need to, getting the pucks deep when we can. And it's the hockey cliches, like just keep on grinding, keep on working, and we'll get those opportunities.
Hey, and those cliches really come into play. Yes, they win games.
Exactly.
And I talked to Coach Healy before the game, and he was saying it's really hard to play a team 4 times, and not only 4 times in a row.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a little new for us. We usually don't do it. Usually it's kind of the 2 games, and then maybe we'll see them again in playoffs or conference tournament or something like that. So playing 4 times in a row, you kind of know your opponent, but it doesn't mean like you can just be complacent. We always got to be ready to go. We have to make sure that we're moving, and we got to stay to our game, stay to our structure, and hopefully walk out of here in the next 20 minutes with a win.
So we did see kind of the antics amp up a little bit more in the second period. And you have talked about your penalty kill, but I want to know more about your power play.
Our power play is lethal, and it's the reason why is because we move the puck, we're pretty aggressive, and then we kind of find those open areas to get those pucks to the net. And I mean, you can see, I think on our power play goal, we scored like 3 feet from the net. So it's kind of, moving on the outside, making sure we're aggressive, and then when we can, attack the net and look for those rebounds and get those shot opportunities. And
from up here, I have to say, the power play has been so patient, whether it's moving the puck around or trying not to shoot through traffic.
Yeah, and that's what we kind of talked about, even not on a power play. Like we talked after the first intermission, we were like, we play fast, but that doesn't mean you have to do everything fast. It's stay in control, look up, take that extra second, because the extra second can make a good pass or good outlet or whatever. So that's good.
Well, thank you very much, Coach.
Yeah.
I'm Grace Motto, and we will be back with more after this.
back here in Invisalign Arena. Nick Perazzi alongside Grace Mata in a 3-2 game where the Ice Pack lead the Alabama Frozen Tide, where they have about 67 seconds left on the man advantage. And so for NC State, last time they entered the period on the man advantage, they gave up a shorthanded goal, but then they quickly capitalized, got that goal back. What needs to change here with, again, 67 seconds left of the man advantage?
I was talking to Nick on the broadcast about how it's a unique situation when you give up a shorthanded goal, because you never want to be in that situation. I mean, you have an extra man. You should, on the power play, you should have 2 people on the puck at all times. So it's kind of a tricky situation, but it's how you recover from that. And recovery is a huge part of this game, whether it's turnovers. I've talked about it multiple times, the neutral zone. That was turnover central these past 2 periods. And Alabama has done a good job at disrupting NC State's flow, because it's hard when you get, a cross-ice pass, you got speed going, and then boom, someone knocks it off your stick. You got to stop and start. And I feel like NC State has done a good job at recovering nicely from that.
No, they definitely have. But one thing that Eric Muir mentioned to you during your stand-up interview with him was playing with your head and staying out of the box. We've seen the tensions pick up here. They're only going to keep picking up with this now being the 9th period in the last week that these 2 teams have gone up against each other, and they'll do it again for 3 more periods at least tomorrow. So keeping your composure is going to be key for both teams. And again, NC State on that man advantage to start the period because of maybe some composure issues. Although penalty Alabama took here, one of those hockey plays that you can't control. But for both teams, you just got to clean it up, play with your head, not your heart.
You said it perfectly. Play with your head and not your heart. It's easy for you to just look at something and be like, oh, I should probably go hit that. It's a huge thing in hockey, using your body, and especially if you're a defenseman, you're looking at the forward coming towards you. You want to play the body, not the stick. And we've seen that a lot during this game as well. And I feel like right now, Alabama is dominating their offensive zone entries.
Yeah, one thing you mentioned at the top of the show that Mike Fairbanks, head coach of the Frozen Tide, mentioned to us, we're not in Alabama anymore. Don't be Bama. Be a good hockey team that wins the game. And that's something they got to keep in mind for this 3rd period. Play with your head is going to be important. Just a couple of minutes away from puck drop to start the 3rd period. We'll have it for you here on ESPN Plus from Invisalign Arena.
I would never show my teeth. Never. Would never smile. And it forces you into this submission of silence because you don't think that anybody's going to take what you have to say seriously. Invisalign has changed my life forever.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, Ice Pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all Ice Pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Why are sandwiches so much better hot?
I don't know. Why does everyone love summer or hot gossip? Hotter is just better. Oh, don't forget about hot ovens or hot peppers. Hot springs, hot chocolate, hot sandwiches, hot soup, hot air balloons, hot yoga.
I get it. Hotter is better.
Or hot melted cheese.
Sorry.
Potbelly, we bring the hot.
Happy birthday, Max.
Yes! I'm Joan the Phone, here to show you 4 easy ways to stay safe online. Come on. We can secure our world when you choose your passwords. Make them strong. Use a password manager to help you along. But don't just use a password alone. Get a call, get a text, or a code on your phone.
MFA really works.
We can secure our world. When it's time to update an app, don't you hesitate. Do it ASAP.
Just like that.
Watch out for offers too good to be true. What? It's probably someone trying to take advantage of you.
Hey, that's fishy.
Let's report it. Install updates. Make better passwords. Think before you click. Use multiple factors. That's how we can secure our world. Learn more at CISA.gov/secure our world.
For each life moment, your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. Your kids may be eligible now, even if you've applied before. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Get started now at insurekidsnow.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I would never forget the picture that I have. I'm the only one that's not smiling. Even though I'm with my close friends, I felt alone. I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel confident. When I got Invisalign, I built my confidence. It was the best investment that I could do.
Back here at the arena namesake for the last sponsor you just saw, NC State on the man advantage for another minute and 7 seconds. And Grace, how important is it for Alabama to kill this penalty to keep their legs fresh?
Right now, it's a 3-2 game. You know, we started. I feel like it's like a rat race. You know, one team scores, the next team scores, one team gets a penalty, the other team gets a penalty. But even as Coach Fairbanks said, Healy and Coach Mura of the Ice Pack have also said they need to stay out of the box. And I feel that is so important because you're exhausting your power play and penalty kill units, which are basically just your first and second lines.
It'll be Arnold to take the draw for Alabama against Joey Govea. Third period in a one-score game is underway. And Alabama will control off the draw, going to bleed as much clock as they can. It's back for Shuley. And he's looking for the right opportunity to dump, but will he need to? Brings it in the neutral zone, now he'll send it deep. One thing to note, before both players went back to the locker room and the refs did, both captains for each team were talking to the refs. So Shuley tries another shorthand opportunity as NC State sends it the length of the ice. And then penalty against NC State. About 35 seconds to go. But Zach Herman and Shuley were talking with the umpires a little bit, maybe discussing how the rest of this game will be officiated as Bama tries to set up the power play. Not much luck there. Finch sends it down, and that might kill the rest of the power play for Alabama. They're going to get 4 fresh legs out there as Labrizzi is set to come back out on the ice. Puck deflected as Alabama brings it on in. It's Shuley. Deeks and dangles, has an opportunity, and it's in the glove of Roberts with 1 tick of the clock left on the penalty kill.
Nick, that Finch power play unit, or penalty kill unit, I have to say, they've done a great job of getting the puck and getting it out. And the most important spot on a penalty kill is zone entry. You want to stop them from entering entering at the blue line.
It's a pretty big draw here. If NC State can win it, they can flip it to Labrizzi, who may have a breakaway opportunity. It's a key draw for Alabama to at least tie up. They're going to win it. Labrizzi out of the box. Herman knocks it away. There's too many men on the ice, though, I believe. Herman was on the ice before Labrizzi got off, and Herman made a play. And it is too many men for the Ice Pack. And Labrizzi did not get back to the bench. He was still on the ice when Herman played that puck.
Definitely kind of a difficult situation. I mean, the penalty box is a hop, skip, and a jump away from the Ice Pack bench.
So Herman goes to the box, and 4 seconds after Labrizzi got out of the box, Herman goes right back in the box. For too many men, and a great opportunity for Alabama, who are 1 for 4 on the power play. This is their 5th opportunity. Kelly to take the draw for the Tide. As Gracie mentioned it, though, you got to keep those legs fresh if you're a penalty kill unit. Well, it's going to be in game time 4 straight minutes of penalty kill for the Ice Pack, and potentially the first 3.5 minutes of those penalty killers out there. It's like a double minor. Fink holds the line. He'll send it in for Alabama. Roberts out to get it for the Ice Pack. Awkward bounce in the crease. And then no shot attempt was made from Curtis. Just couldn't turn around in time. A funky bounce, and it nearly tied the game up. NC State clears the other way. Holden Kaufman looking for a shorthanded opportunity. Fink cuts him off from the net, pushes him against the boards, and Curtis has it for the Tide. All 4 players close together. They spread out now, but they're going to regroup in their own end as Parks Wallace sends it up the boards. Curtis takes a shot from Kaufman behind the net. Roberts floats it the other way. Fink couldn't sustain it for Alabama. This one shot all the way down. NC State with their first clear, a minute down of the penalty kill. They'll get a new body out there in Austin Finch. And Alabama will break. 55 seconds and counting now. On the far side, Connor brings it across the ice, skates in deep. In the corner, an Alabama player on the far end just lost his edge there. Ice Monster got him. Shuley finds Arnold. Back across. Zent. Shuley, one-timer, deflected, pinballed around, but it misses the net. Goes wide. Zent trying to get it. Govea as well for NC State. Body knocked down. We play on. Alabama with it now. Tyler Zent, point blast with traffic. And a save from Roberts. That nearly snuck into the back of the net there. Lapani trying to get it back as he's tangled up with Kameen. And it's sent out, but not for long. Lapani dives on it. Alabama wants a holding penalty here. Prasma comes out of the ice. A hand pass is called as the power play ends for Alabama. A funky looking power play in terms of what we saw from both ends. Great opportunities for Alabama. They're now 1 for 5, though, on the man advantage tonight.
I have to say, the Ice Pack was really lucky with that hand pass whistle as Roberts got a stick knocked out of his hand, and Smith, smart play, he noticed and gave him his stick, but you never want to have your defenseman on a penalty kill without a stick.
And NC State lucky they didn't get called there for kind of just laying on top of the puck as well. As the tie-up will be one from the Ice Pack. It's Cam Smith. Into neutral ice, so we'll do a catty corner dump. NC State will get some fresh legs out there. Behind the net, Prasma, a good forecheck. Alabama sweeps it out to Fink. Behind the net, up the boards, it's Petrich. Floats one, but right to Patterson for the Ice Pack. His centering pass does not get through, got deflected. Puck still loose, scooped up, though, from NC State's Jake Gifford. Gifford drops it back to nobody. No one was home. Big hit. Prasma sends Caputo to the ground. But here comes Alabama the other way. They're off sides, though. And I'll have to touch up. NC State looking to break out. Gifford finds Prasma. Prasma just kind of sent it to the corner deep. Trying to set a forecheck up. In the corner, Caputo. 2 Ice Pack players on him. He'll go around the boards. Prasma able to hold the blue line but not sustain the puck. And now here comes Alabama the other way. Peter Kelly's got numbers. They're offsides. 3-on-2 chance, but couldn't hold the line, and a face-off coming up in the neutral zone.
We'll take another look at that offsides. And Nick, I just want to talk about a really thoughtful play by Cam Smith. He had the puck and he dumped it in, and you may think, oh, it's just a regular dump. But that cross-ice dump gave Prasma kind of a leg up on the defender because he was right there with him.
Some smart hockey being played from the NC State Demon. As this one gets attempted to be sent in deep now, will be from Alabama. Roberts will settle it down behind the net for Nick Labrizzi. And the Ice Pack come the other way. Well, not just quite yet. Labrizzi button hooks around. As Alabama's forecheck able to keep the puck in. Tied up right at the blue line. Play is on sides. Matusik knocked away. Goes right to McCullen, though. As that puck gets free, goes all the way down. Matusik there for Alabama. No icing on the call. Good hustle play from Reese Johnson. But he can't get the puck. Nice little move to break out and skate into center ice. It's Owens. Pass intercepted from Gifford, trailing the play. And now here's Reese Johnson. Johnson skates on in, circles back to the middle, but Kaufman could not get there. Good defensive play from Kavanaugh to tie his stick up with him. Payne up the boards. Kaufman. Now Herman looking for some options. He'll take it in, flip it in. And it's settled on the stick of Wallace. Now Fink. Govea skates right into it, steals the puck. Herman's pass went to nobody. And Carmines sends it in deep.
This chance kind of gives NC State some time to regroup.
And they do. They've got some numbers now. They're dumping in, but not high enough. So Curtis knocks it down. And now Alabama with some numbers the other way. This is Kameen in front, and the one-time opportunity was blocked. Curtis sends it in at center ice. And now NC State behind the net. On the far wing, a shot, and it misses everything. Rinaldi needs some help. Good pressure from Zent. Rinaldi shields him so that his teammate Cam Smith can get the puck. As NC State trying to organize here. They just can't quite get it when they get across the blue line. But Alabama having trouble maintaining puck possession. Here's Finch. He'll dump it in, looking for Rinaldi to chase as a line change is made for NC State. Held in for a second there. Finch, though, fighting for it. Squirts free, but Alabama able to get it out. This is not going to be icing. They're saying it could have been played from Lapani. And so Alabama is able to get a change.
These past couple of minutes, it's been hard to say truly who has had possession.
It seems like NC State has been the one, if any team has had possession, it's been them, but it hasn't looked the cleanest as that pass will go in. Austin Finch will win the race. Kyler Sun back there with him, but Finch had trouble finding the puck, and it leaves the zone. Thronson. And now Finch. Off the pass from Giancani. Finch will shoot one, and a much-needed stoppage, really, for both teams to kind of regroup as saves made from Perry Jacobs.
And I have to say, I feel like it was a long time since the last whistle. A lot of back-and-forth hockey right there.
Last whistle might have been during that penalty kill for NC State, if I recall correctly. Sent around the boards. Alabama will get it, shovel it up the boards. It's loose in front. Kyler Sun will shoot one, but it misses wide. And he'll deliver a big blow of a hit, though, and now a puck out of play. We'll go into the O-zone for NC State. Another draw coming up. Take a look at that hit one more time for Sun. Delivers a big blow on Nolan Bolt as he skates towards the bench.
I have to say, both teams right now, I barely see anyone standing flat-footed. Everyone's moving at once.
Tie-up belongs to the Frozen Tide for the moment, and they will possess it. The question is, though, can they maintain possession into the neutral zone? Finch wins it back for the Ice Pack. They'll dump it in. Change needed. And some fresh legs out there for the Ice Pack. And again, Alabama just having trouble moving through the neutral zone right now. NC State giving them different looks defensively, but a good forecheck here from the Frozen Tide to reverse the tables. As NC State looks to possess through neutral zone. Collision at center ice. Gifford's there. Prasma skating on. Gifford will shoot it, and it hit the bar, I believe, and goes into the rafters. And a face-off coming up. Be interesting to see if that puck did catch the post or not. It's a tough angle shot. It looked like it did, or it went off the mask of Perry Jacobs, but a O-zone draw for the Ice Pack, and they're going to bring that first line out there, Prasma, Patterson, and Gifford.
And before that, Alabama had an opportunity for a quick up. You know, NC State went for that change. They had all this open ice, and I feel like that might have given them advantage right there.
Shuley and Patterson on the draw. And Alabama will win the draw, but Prasma first there, had a stick lifted, and Alabama able to clear to center ice. But again, Grace, they're just flipping it to neutral ice, but then they can't possess it. Seems like they're on their heels right now. Darlene up the boards, pass for Prasma. Numbers for NC State. Prasma dekes and dangles. Nice move, shot save, rebound opportunity in the skates of Gifford. And Alabama That's a high stick and then batted out. A nice catch from the assistant coach for Alabama. One-handed. I wonder if we got that on replay, but Deekson dangles from Prasma, leads to a great opportunity in front.
Gifford was right in the right place at the right time, just couldn't really get a stick on it. And those kind of crashing rebounds, those will keep you up at night.
Well, they will. Prasma just using as much ice as he can to get open, and he's dangerous if you leave him too much. This one's sent around the boards all the way. Zent doing a good job, though, to apply pressure. A shot from Alabama, and it gets knocked away. Long pass for Prasma. Can he get there? He can. Against Curtis, try to get around him. Curtis sealed the door. And Prasma retaliatory hit. Gifford fanned on a shot in the slot. And it's going to be covered up from Jacobs, and now Zent with a couple of shoves to Prasma. Prasma hits Curtis once, but it looks like, well, maybe not. I was going to say things are calming down. Some words being said. Alabama trying to get underneath the skin of Jake Gifford there. And a face-off coming. That's that emotions we were talking about, Grace.
And I have to say, the Ice Pack right now, they're leading with the shots on goal, 32-24. This is the first time this game we've seen them kind of pull away with shots on goal.
They had 17 shots on goal in that second period to just 7 for Alabama. Off the draw, Lapani will chip it in down low. It's Herman behind the net. Can't maintain possession. Kaufman trying to win it back. And he will right in front. Shot and a save. Puck is loose in front. Alabama evades for now, and now they've got numbers coming the other way. Leading the charge is Kelly. Looking in front, and it's just past the stretch stick of Nolan Bolt. Behind the net, no one home for Alabama in front. Another shot deflected, and a save from Roberts.
And Perry Jacobs was kind of slow to get up on that play.
And take a look from behind the net. It was a great opportunity. Jacobs, that actually might have got blocked from his teammate there. Matusik, the defensive mid, might have actually dove in front and made the save, but how about the numbers coming the other way for Alabama? Their best opportunity this period, and we're pretty much halfway through it with 10:16 to go.
I have to say, there have been a lot of face-off whistles, a lot of time spent trying to make sure everyone's in position.
Yeah, more than you expect to see. Labrizzi loses it in a dangerous area. He's able to get it back after Roberts paddles it to him. Herman tried to make a move. He could not. Shot fanned on from Fink. Tried to get it down low. It was blocked on the pass, and now at center ice. Who will win it? Caputo will for Alabama. Gets away from Johnson. Now finds Fink. Labrizzi pokes it away from him. That pass over the stick of Arnold does not have enough for icing. Here's Reese Johnson. Takes a hit. Finds, kind of found Kaufman, but it was going to be offsides. And now Alabama possesses. Kameen dumps it in. Labrizzi will be there for our NC State. They send it around the boards. Up the near side. Turned over, though. It was Kaufman leading the charge for the Ice Pack. They flip sides. Herman will dump it in. He's going to go off for a change. And now Connor for Alabama. Upton far side. NC State wins it back. They send it to center ice. Alabama's got a touch up, so Owens will just send it in and try to get that forecheck established. 9 minutes to play here in Morrisville.
And you can hear down from the crowd back, you can hear the Ice Pack bench in their own zone saying time, time, time. I feel like they're really trying to emphasize that.
I emphasize the timing as well as also says how quiet this crowd has gone. A couple of fans have left here. Now 11:10 local time. Maybe the band trying to generate some noise and some energy here. With 8.5 to go in a one-score game. Ovea will try to dump it in. Alabama able to get it. It's Curtis. Flips it to center ice. A nice pass onto the stick of Bolt. He sends it around the boards, but NC State's there. Rinaldi tried to play it, couldn't, and now it's up the ice. Chip pass. That will get through to Raleigh. Raleigh leaves it off. It's loose in front. Save. Rebound opportunity. Misses wide. Puck is loose behind the net. And it breaks free for Mason Payne up top. Payne skates in deep, lost it off his stick to Owens. And now Petrich. Oh, good play from Brandon Raleigh. But he couldn't quite make the play there. Here's Parks Wallace bringing it through for Alabama. He'll shoot one, but it got blocked wide. Behind the net, good opportunities, but nothing home. Shot from Bolt, knocked away from Lapani. Band trying to give the crowd some energy. Sent to center ice. Wallace will bring it back for Curtis as they get a quick change. Curtis still with it, lost it though. Pass taken from NC State. Gianconni trying to find Finch, still fighting for the puck with Fink. And again, they still go at it. Fink with it. Connie not letting him get away easy. And finally, Alabama able to get to a new player, Petrich. Back behind the net, it's Curtis. Up the boards looking for Fink. Lapani couldn't play it right. Now Fink will be the first there. Button hooks. Turns it over, though, but an awkward bounce. And NC State possesses it. Here's Connie across. Opportunity, a shot, but it got blocked. It was Ian Buckley on the shot. 6.5 to play in the third period. Kameen shovels it to center ice. You've seen that a lot this period from Alabama. Both teams really haven't been able to sustain a lot of ozone time. Alabama specifically struggling with it despite the 2 power plays that they had. As Kyler Sun will possess it for NC State behind his own net. Turned it over right in front. The puck is loose right in the slot. And a one-time opportunity. Well, it looked like it was going to go head all the way over to Greensboro. But the netting kept it here in Morrisville.
Nick, that is such a dangerous area to take your time with the puck. I feel like, honestly, for me, anywhere in the D zone is kind of a dangerous area. You want to get the puck and get it out quick. You kind of are thanking the netting right now and the other team for kind of whiffing on that.
One of the first things they teach you when you play defense in soccer is never pass it in the middle. And it can easily apply to the good old hockey game as well. When you don't quite know when those D-men are going to pinch up from the point. Alabama has it in neutral ice, trying to get something set up in the O-zone, but the forecheck for them right now isn't really generating that. Maybe this time it will. NC State trying to possess it into neutral ice. That pass a little too far out in front, but NC State able to regain possession in the middle. Oh, Shuley knocks down Patterson. And now knocked down from Prasma. Bodies tumbling everywhere. Prasma finds Patterson. They've got numbers if they hurry. Here's Gifford. Brings in the center. Prasma has a look. He'll shoot it, and the leather is flashed again.
His glove is working overtime today.
Perry Jacobs has now saved 30 of 33 with 5:20 to go, keeping this a one-score game. And NC State, again, this time they're generating space for Prasma. As he tried to top shelf one, NC State will roll with that second line out there. Alabama communicating a little bit right now. They've struggled to get some ozone time and some opportunities on net. Just 25 total shots, 2 this period. They had 16 in the first, 7 in the second, and just 2 3/4 of the way in the third period.
And, that Prasma, Patterson, Gifford line, they have such good chemistry.
It's going to be a penalty against NC State. Don't mean to cut you off, Grace, but Kelly gets taken down, and a huge opportunity for the Alabama Frozen Tide.
And it's still a 3-2 game. We got 5 minutes left.
Well, that's the last thing you want to do if you were NC State. Another penalty. It's going to be a tripping call against Reese Johnson. And, you've been dominating this period. We were just talking about the opportunities Alabama had. Only 2 shots on goal, but this power play, which they've connected on once, 1 for 5 of the night, gets another opportunity. They'll definitely get some good looks as Darlene able to take charge of the puck. Kept in at the line from Shuley. Back to the point. Shuley will dump it in deep. Govea there for NC State. Kameen there for Alabama. Still loose in front. Shuley pinches down low. He's got Arnold at the point. He'll find him. Arnold, Shuley. Shuley across, was looking for Zent. Couldn't get it there. Behind the net. Back for Shuley. Skipped his stick. And Alabama has to regroup. A fresh leg will get out there for NC State.
NC State has been aggressive on their forecheck on the penalty kill.
They definitely have been. Zent taken to the corner for Mason Payne. Kameen to help him for Alabama. Pass deflected high. It leaves the zone, and NC State's going to try to sneak 3 new bodies out there. Parks Wallace trying to catch them in that change, but Alabama will change themselves. Wallace a shot. Patted away from Roberts. Back to the point. Oh, nice little nifty move there from Bolt. In front, puck deflected behind the net. Bolt thought he could have an opportunity, and it went out of play.
Nick, that was a risky change on NC State's part. You had they were lucky the puck carrier was kind of wide a little bit. You had a player out there, but a change like that in your own zone could be just what they need to put the puck in the back of the net.
Like, got pretty lucky. Alabama's forward group also went for a change. Parks Wallace, if he had the opportunity, Grace, you're right. He would have taken it and caught NC State in that bad line change. Draw is won by NC State. Oh, it hit the stanchion awkwardly. It stays in the O-zone, now flipped out. Here's Wallace, 42 seconds on the power play. Roberts shovels it. Hit a shoulder, went out of play.
I think that hit his helmet. He was grabbing his helmet.
Either a header, maybe a shoulder. Doesn't matter. It's a face-off in the O-zone for Bama. 5 new bodies out there. Back to the PP1 unit. With 3:41 to go in the third, 36 seconds left on the power play. Starting to take a look there on Jacobs. He's going to stay in the net for now. So plenty of time to play in this game.
This Alabama line is lethal when it comes to face-offs.
Well, they lose that one there. Maybe an announcer's jinx there. It's Shuley up top. He's got Zent to his right. Shuley shoots it. It takes a hit from an Ice Pack player, and now it's cleared from NC State right in on net. And with 20 seconds left, a much-needed clearance from NC State. Arnold will captain one more push of the man advantage for the Crimson Tide. Sent in deep. It's Mason Payne. A lot of bodies come together. Up top, Shuley. Finds Kameen. He'll wrist one. It's loose, and they score! The Frozen Tide have tied the game with 3:07 to go in the third. We're knotted at 3. Finished off from Arnold. That deflection in front squeaked through a tight window. And Grace, we mentioned it in the intermission, Alabama's got to keep going to those screens. They get an opportunity on the man advantage. They capitalize to tie the game at 3.
And on the penalty kill, it's hard to just stick to one person. I can see why the D gets so frustrated and confused.
Whole new hockey game now. Alabama's second power play goal of the night. They're hungry for the lead now, under 3 to play. Frozen Tide had the tides turned with that critical penalty NC State took. Behind the net, Nick Labrizzi pressured from the Frozen Tide. It's sent around the boards. NC State looking to break out. Here's Patterson. First line out there for the Ice Pack. Caddy corner dump. Caputo sends it right back around the boards the other way. NC State able to hold the line. Patterson just missed it for Prasma. Now the other way. Here comes Bolt. And this will be stopped from Roberts. And with 2:24, an O-zone draw for the Frozen Tide.
NC State looks visibly upset right now. Even after their shorthanded goal, they bounced back with a lot of energy and buzz. Right now, it's kind of hard to see out there right now.
Maybe a role reversal from the last game these two teams had. NC State 3 penalties since the end of the second. 3-man advantages this period for Alabama, including a minute 7 to start the period. 6 total penalties from NC State, and 2 have cost them dearly. Coming up on the final 2 to play. Behind the net, Mason Payne. Alabama trying to get it back. It's loose. Payne doesn't know where it is, so Owens able to get it, send it in, but it's touched up from Kameen, who's off sides, and the faceoff comes to neutral ice.
And right now, like I said before, it's a rat race. We're tied yet again.
Well, again, Tim Healy said it best. It's hard to beat a team 4 times in a row, no matter who you are. And again, this Alabama team has a winning record on the road, compared to no wins when they're at home in Birmingham. Tie up. Who's got it? NC State does, with just under 2 to play now. NC State will hold it at neutral ice. Now they will dump. Play is ruled on sides. Kaufman giving chase. They win the puck. It's Herman, the captain. Sent it down low. Johnson looking back across. Kaufman was looking for Herman, but the timing just wasn't there. Down to the ice goes Parks Wallace. Here comes Connor on the near wing for Alabama. Sent deep into the corner. NC State will shovel it up into the air. No one knows where the puck is, and now they do. Herman. Up the board pass, Reese Johnson. Sporting 19 tonight. Trying to work around Wallace as NC State went for a change. In front, looking for Govea, and it's deflected away. Good opportunity from Herman to find his fellow senior, but the pass just could not get through. Pass intercepted from Kameen at center ice. Deekson dangles. No call for a tripping penalty, and we play on. Alabama confused why that wasn't a tripping penalty as we play the final minute here of regulation. Pass turned over from Lapani. Kameen dumps it in and tries to chase it himself. Sun there for NC State. Button hooks the other way. Now here come the ice pack. Pass misses Govea. This is going to be a costly icing for NC State. Alabama is going to try to get their best offensive players out there. Petrich and Bolt immediately step on the ice with 40 seconds to go.
Nick, you said it perfectly. This is a costly face-off.
And because of the high stakes of this face-off, Mike Fairbanks decides to use his timeout with 39.8 seconds to go. These teams will play again tomorrow in Uptown Charlotte. Me and Chris Lehman will be on the call. Our partner Chris able to call an overtime thriller there. 4-3 South Carolina Gamecocks victory over the North Carolina Tar Heels. Actually able to catch a little bit of the end of that game and the celebration the Gamecocks had. But back to this game. The emotions have settled down a little bit. We haven't seen a lot of extracurriculars, but the stakes couldn't be higher now with 40 seconds. And a couple weeks ago, we saw NC State take some big penalties, had guys not available for a shootout, in which they did end up winning. But you got to look to that Greensboro game where we were on the call, Grace, where NC State lost all 3 of their forwards when they were down 1 late. So emotions are going to be critical here.
Truly, and I cannot stress enough how important this face-off is going to be for NC State and Alabama. You know, you really want to control the puck off the draw. It's a simple, just flip out of the zone if you're NC State, or it's a simple win back if you're Alabama and a quick shot off. They've done a great job winning face-offs back and just getting a quick release shot.
Top line out there for Alabama. NC State's third line, their D line out there. Shuley to take the draw against Joey Govea. 39.8 to go, a 3-3 game. Thanks to the power play goal scored from Arnold with 3:07 to go. That's been the only goal of the period. Faceoff goes to the Tide. Controlled up top, Connor. He'll send it into the corner. Sun there for NC State. Govea will have it now. NC State looking to break it out. Raleigh pass deflected into center ice. It's scooped up from Rinaldi. 25 seconds to go. Pass knocked down. Gets to the stick of Govea, but it bounces through. Up the board pass. It stays in the zone. Now cleared out with 14 seconds. Lapani at center ice. Down to 10 seconds. He'll just dump it. It'll be scooped up from Govea. Quick shot, easy stick away. And we will wrap things up here in regulation. And we'll put 5 minutes on the clock for 3-on-3 hockey and some free overtime hockey for the fans in attendance here at Invisalign Arena.
It's truly been a night and day kind of game. First, NC State took home a 32 win last Thursday, took home another 7-4 win on Friday, and now we're going into an overtime game. I can only imagine what tomorrow's game is going to hold.
One thing to note, we talked about Grace a lot in that last period, a lot of kind of slog play, if you will. 5 shots on goal for each team that period. NC State had 17 the second, Alabama in the first had 16. So both teams really matched things up. You mentioned at the top of the show, it's a game of inches. That's exactly what happened. The power play for Alabama is the reason why we'll have 3-on-3 overtime hockey.
And even just going back to the penalty kill, we saw Alabama get rewarded because they were aggressive on their penalty kills forecheck. And it's kind of a tale of two different teams. We see NC State kind of be a little more reserved with their forecheck. But now that we're playing, 4-on-4 hockey?
3-on-3.
3-on-3 hockey.
Yeah, the name of the game here in overtime, it's 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. If no one scores at the end of 5, we go to a shootout where each player has to participate before we roll over. Anybody that takes a penalty that's in the box for the shootout cannot participate. And power plays will go to 4-on-3 and then 5-on-3. Name of the game here is possession as both teams flip sides. NC State controls and the overtime draw. Mason Payne will send it deep. He's out there with Holden Kaufman and Eric Darlene. Alabama controls behind the net. And they will begin to break out and start their overtime offense. Up the boards, Parks Wallace with it. Skates on the far side. Wallace brings it in deep. Behind the net, pressured, and it's stolen away from Darlene. He's skating fast. Holden Kaufman out there with him. A nice defensive play against the boards from Caputo. And Wallace wins it back. Alabama's got numbers if they hurry the other way. And it will be 2-on-2. Pass, Caputo takes a big hit and cannot step through it all the way, and now NC State possesses. Stretch pass, Kaufman had it stuck in his skates. He's able to get it back, though. Kaufman brings it in, tried to leave it, but holding the post strong was Perry Jacobs, and a critical face-off with 4:06 to go as NC State has that captain line coming out.
Nick, I'm going to take a different view. You said the name of the game is possession in overtime. I believe it's man-on-man coverage. Right now it's 3-on-3. I mean, you don't really want to lose sight of your man. You might get beat a little bit, but maybe you take the third guy high.
Hartman wins the draw. Labrizzi's got a juicy opportunity. He scores! Nick Labrizzi wins it in overtime! Mobbed by his teammates. Herman with a gutsy win on the faceoff. Labrizzi at the point had a great opportunity. He finishes it, and NC State makes it 3 straight victories over the Alabama Frozen Tide.
Nick, what a game. Especially what an overtime. They wasted 0 time. Or, you know how I said it was a game of inches? They took that space, and Labrizzi found the back of the net. Wow. You can just feel the energy from the ice pack right now after that game. I can feel it up here in the booth, too.
Had the nerves running. But, Grace, before that draw, you said it. The name of the game, in your opinion, was man-to-man coverage. Off the face-off draw, Alabama could not do that because of how that draw ended up playing out. Nick Labrizzi has it at the point, finds the back of the net, beating Perry Jacobs. And the Ice Pack hand Alabama their 7th straight loss, as both teams will take the 2.5-hour bus ride to uptown Charlotte tomorrow. As the Ice Pack salute the fans and the band here who have stuck out into another overtime performance. It's become a regular here at Invisalign Arena. Labrizzi picks up his 2nd goal of the season, his 4th as a member of the Ice Pack, 8th point this season and 24th point this season. And he's obviously going to be your first star of the game as they will play the alma mater here for the Ice Pack. But again, Grace, both of these teams will take this little mini-series, if you will, outdoors to uptown Charlotte tomorrow at 7:30.
And the change in venue, NC State's also got to travel. This is anyone's game tomorrow. I mean, NC State has the advantage, you know, coming into tomorrow's game, beating Alabama 3 straight times. But Coach Healy said it best, and we're going to keep circling back to it, but it's hard to beat a team 4 times, even see them 4 times. Key players might really turn on the Jets tomorrow. You might have some people come off the bench. And hockey is a game of mistakes, so it's really hard to predict those types of things.
It's going to be harder to predict, of course, with the ice conditions there. Again, mid-70s expected as the high temperature in Charlotte, North Carolina tomorrow. So some ice conditions could be a factor. You know, you never know what the bounce is as the Ice Pack jump into the boards in front of their faithful fans. Another heartbreaking loss, though, for the Alabama Frozen Tide. They are in it all the way in the third period again. They're able to tie it with 3:07 to go on a power play goal, but in overtime, it's the senior defenseman Nick Labrisi netting it home for an NC State Ice Pack 4-3 victory. We'll talk to the goal scorer. We'll talk to the head coach when we come back. Final count, 4-3 Ice Pack over the Frozen Tide. Welcome back to Invisalign Arena. Nick Ferrazzi alongside Grace Mata. Wagon Wheel playing. That signifies a North Carolina State Ice Pack win. And what a win it was for NC State. First off, want to give a lot of credit to Alabama. Again, 15 freshmen on that roster. If you're Mike Fairbanks right in that locker room right now for Alabama, you got to be proud of how they came to this game, how they battled back and tied it. But in overtime, Nick Labrisi sends the folks here in Raleigh home happy.
And if you're Coach Fairbanks, you're applauding your team for recovering nicely. You know, after each goal that was scored against them, they recovered nicely and bounced back. It's really hard when you have a team that after each goal they just put their heads down and do nothing to really accentuate that.
Yeah, and I want to talk about, again, those penalties that happened in this game. It was something that Coach Mike Fairbanks talked about. He said last game against the Ice Pack, we took a lot of penalties. Maybe that's some of our freshmen doing it, but we're in these games to the end. No penalties in that third period, just 3 for Alabama. It was NC State who had 6 penalties but still walked away with the win.
And if you look at the stats, you would think, since they had the most penalties last period, that it would kind of be flip-flopped, that Alabama would walk away with the win. But NC State really, off that draw, we talked about how, or I actually talked about, you took a different stance. I talked about how overtime, really, you need to focus on man-to-man coverage. You talked about possession, which is also a huge part of it. But we saw possession a little more during 5-on-5, but...
Well, speaking of that, I want to flip to kind of that third period as a whole. Now, I mentioned in the broadcast, NC State 17 shots on goal in the second. Alabama had about 13 in the first period. 5 shots on goal for each team, in that third period. And only shot on goal in overtime was from Nick Labrizzi. These two teams really started to feel each other out, played a lot of great defense. Just complimentary hockey both ways. And I expect to see a lot of that tomorrow in Uptown Charlotte.
I mean, a different venue. I mentioned on the broadcast, we've always talked about Coach Healy saying it's difficult to play 4 games, but I mean, tomorrow, you don't even know about the ice as well. You said it's going to be about 70 degrees, so you have to factor in that as well.
Well, the goal scorer and hero of tonight's game, Nick Labrizzi, will join you, Grace, on the other side of this break. A 4-3 Ice Pack win here in Morrisville.
I would never show my teeth. Never. Would never smile. And it forces you into this submission of silence because you don't think that anybody's going to take what you have to say seriously. Invisalign has changed my life forever.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, Ice Pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all Ice Pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Why are sandwiches so much better hot?
I don't know. Why does everyone love summer or hot gossip? Hotter is just better. Oh, don't forget about hot ovens. Or hot peppers. Hot springs, hot chocolate. Hot sandwiches.
Ooh.
Hot soup, hot air balloons. Hot yoga.
I get it. Hotter is better.
Or hot melted cheese.
Sorry.
Potbelly, we bring the hot.
Happy birthday, Max.
Yes! I'm Joan the Phone, here to show you 4 easy ways to stay safe online. Come on. We can secure our world when you choose your passwords. Make them strong. Use a password manager to help you along. But don't just use a password alone. Get a call, get a text, or a code on your phone.
MFA really works.
We can secure our world. When it's time to update an app, don't you hesitate. Do it ASAP.
Just like that.
Watch out for offers too good to be true. What? It's probably someone trying to take advantage of you.
Hey, that's phishing.
Let's report it. Install updates. Make better passwords. Think before you click. Use multiple factors. That's how we can secure our world. Learn more at CISA.gov/secure our world.
For each life moment, your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. Your kids may be eligible now, even if you've applied before. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Get started now at insurekidsnow.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I would never forget the picture that I have. I'm the only one that's not smiling. Even though I'm with my close friends, I felt alone. I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel confident. When I got Invisalign, I built my confidence. It was the best investment that I could do.
Hello and welcome back to Invisalign Arena. I'm Grace Motto, joined by Ice Pack forward Nick Labrizzi and the OT winner, you got that in the back of the net for them. So I want to talk about, obviously, the third straight win over the Frozen Tide. You netted the kind of leg up on them. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, it was. We had just gotten a good face-off in the offensive zone, and then Herman did a good job to win the face-off, and Reese did a good job to tie the other guy up. So I just tried to get it through, and we went in.
Hey, that's what you need on the OT. So you guys had the salute to service night tonight. What does that mean for you guys?
Yeah, we do a lot. Oh Jesus, Christ. We do a lot. I think we do. We try and salute and support our troops a lot because they do a lot for us. They fight overseas. They do a lot, and we can't do any of the things that we do here without them. So we're really thankful for them and all the people that serve.
And I want to circle back to kind of the third period. You guys were forcing passes in the neutral zone and your own D zone. What adjustments do you hope to make tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we were just trying to be too cute, not simplifying enough. Alabama did a good job making adjustments and clogging the middle, and we just have to adjust to that tomorrow. I think if we clean that up, we're gonna create a lot more chances for ourselves and hopefully stay out of the box and things like that.
We saw the penalty kill and power play units a lot tonight, and when you keep seeing those, you see a lot of tired players. So what do you think, I'm going to kind of go off my last question, what adjustments do you guys think you're going to see tomorrow?
Yeah, I think taking penalties has been one of our biggest problems this year, myself included. I think it's just staying out of the stupid stuff and keeping our heads, and because that's the only way most teams can get stuff against us is when they take us off our game and stuff like that.
Well, thank you for your time. I'm Grace Motto, and I will send it to Nick Labrizzi. And he will be talking to Coach Healy as well.
I would never forget the picture that I have. I'm the only one that's not smiling. Even though I'm with my close friends, I felt alone. I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel confident. When I got Invisalign, I built my confidence. It was the best investment that I could do.
Why are sandwiches so much better hot?
I don't know. Why does everyone love summer or hot gossip? Hotter is just better. Oh, don't forget about hot ovens. Or hot peppers. Hot springs, hot chocolate. Hot sandwiches.
Ooh.
Hot soup, hot air balloons. Hot yoga.
I get it. Hotter is better.
Or hot melted cheese.
Sorry.
Potbelly, we bring the hot.
We talk forever about the future. Worry about it, or wish it closer. We try to glimpse the places we'll go. From ocean depths to the far side of the moon. At NC State University, the future is a thing you make. With bright ideas, new tools, and a wolf pack behind you. Tell us where you're headed. We'll help you get there. NC State. Think and do.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, Ice Pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all Ice Pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
I would never show my teeth. Would never smile. And it forces you into this submission of silence because you don't think that anybody's gonna take what you have to say seriously. Invisalign has changed my life forever.
Welcome back to Invisalign Arena. Nick Perazzi joined alongside Coach Tim Haley, who's breaking some of our equipment here.
Sorry, boys. All right, sorry about that. Hello out there.
Sporting the American tie here at the Military Appreciation Night. Great game, but first I want to talk to you about how important it is to have a Military Appreciation Night and have one of your 4-year players come here, do the San Marino puck drop and all that.
Yeah, and Ellis Rushford, who graduated from NC State after serving 2 tours, including in Afghanistan during Operation Enduring Freedom. I think I think everyone in the NC State community knows is NC State every year is ranked at one of the most highly regarded universities for veterans, ROTC members, and so they do so well by our service members, and those are going to serve. So as special to have Ellis back tonight. He is a guy who, he really, literally and figuratively earned his stripes over in Afghanistan. And then for us, he was just one of my favorite coaches. We're not supposed to have favorites, but I'm going to tell you right now, Ellis Rushford was one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah, for sure. But I want to turn the page into the game played on the ice tonight, Coach. You guys had 6 penalties. Third straight time you guys played of Alabama, but a gutsy win in overtime, scored from your defenseman, Nick Labrisi.
Yeah, first of all, credit to Alabama and their goalie, Jacobs. His glove, he might want to get on the Crimson Tide baseball team. Could be a gold glove winner for them someday.
He flashes it a lot.
It really does, and we've seen it a lot over the last 3 games, but a lot of credit to them, right? They never went away. I thought the first period we took some really dumb penalties. Second and third, we were better. 5-on-5, we definitely saw the shot advantage, but Alabama hung around, and on that last power play was able to tie it up. But this team has been resilient this year, right? We've seen that time and time again, and that resiliency came out in the overtime.
Well, I want to ask you one more question before we sign off here for the night, Coach. Big game tomorrow. Last year, you guys had a 2-0 lead in that one. Unfortunately, fell to South Carolina in Uptown Charlotte. How important is it to get the win this year against Alabama for the 4th time in a row now?
We've talked a lot, and we're getting the hook here. We talked a lot about it as a team. Tomorrow night is really for the fans. We owe them a payback after last year not putting our best performance forward. So I expect you're going to see an Ice Pack team put a great performance out tomorrow night.
I heard there are already a lot of tickets sold. It's going to be some spring and fall-like weather tomorrow, too. So ice might be a little bit of a problem, but should be a great spectacle to see tomorrow in Uptown Charlotte. Puck drop at 7:30. If you can't make it, we'll be here on ESPN+. Final count for Morrisville tonight. 4-3, the Ice Pack take it over Alabama in overtime.
Go Pack.
One last look here at a quiet Invisalign Arena. Nick Brazzi alongside Grace Mata. And Grace, we're just going to quickly touch on the game at Truist Field in Uptown Charlotte tomorrow. I talked to Tim Healy, head coach of the Ice Pack. They lost that game last year in a heartbreaking fashion. Kind of didn't have everything going the third period. 4th time they play Alabama. It's going to be critical for them to get a a sweep, if you will, 4-game sweep, advancing in the playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs. But it's going to be important for the Ice Pack to try to, as Tim Healy said, payback for those fans from last year.
Exactly. And with the OT winner tonight, that momentum can really bring them to where they need to be tomorrow. And if you're Alabama right now, you're really taking tonight to rest, focus, and really put your best foot forward tomorrow. It's hard to win 4 games, but it's also hard to lose 4 games. So if you're Alabama, you really want to show NC State that you can compete with them. You can put pucks in the back of the net just as well as them.
And Alabama has shown it. Unfortunately, though, 7 straight losses in that L category, trying to avoid 8 straight and 4 straight against the NC State Ice Pack tomorrow. If you're in the area in Uptown Charlotte, come on down to Truist Field. It's going to be a great time tomorrow at Truist Field, home of the Charlotte Knights. If you need tickets, check out both teams' club pages, their websites, as well as the Charlotte Knights website. 4-3 your final. Nick Labrisi the winner here on ESPN+. We'll be back tomorrow outside in Charlotte.